What's up, everybody? Appreciate everybody being here. Happy Saturday morning. Happy Saturday morning to every single one of y'all. We are ready here for today's NASCAR practice and qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series for the Great American Getaway 400 from the Pocono Mountains in Long Pond, Pennsylvania at the Pocono Raceway. So I hope everybody's had a great Saturday morning so far. Look at the new hat. That's right. Picked it up in Nashville and we couldn't wear it last week due to our stipulations that we have, but we did not reach 17,000 last week, so it's Denny all day, all the time here this weekend. Unless we get to 17K this week, and then next week there won't be any Denny, but we'll see how it goes. But right now, you guys got to stare at Mavis Tire Brakes, and it also has an 11 on it back too, so that's pretty cool. But that is our hat of choice this weekend, which is a great tie-in because Denny is in that Mavis Tire Brakes paint scheme this weekend. So we are ready for some fun. So I hope everybody's ready. And I got the JGR shirt wearing today, support our JGR team. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Make sure you're hitting that like button as you're coming in. As always, that is always our goal to get over 100 likes before we get over with the stream. So I need you to send you a Dale Jr. hat. I actually had a Dale Jr. hat, a Mountain Dew Dale Jr. hat, and of course, USA is showing the replay of this Nashville race where Denny was cruising to the win, and then Cindric decided to spin out. So I'm having to sit here and watch this, which was awesome to watch in person. Of course, we did not stream this race. Yeah, they were showing the Nashville. It's called NASCAR Cup Series Victory Lane Review, and they just go back on what the last race. I guess they didn't want to show the one in Chicago because it doesn't really end on time, but I don't know. But early years, Budweiser, yeah. What's up, Clifford? Good to see you. Rebel Soul, what's up? Denny drives for FedEx. Denny drives for Mavis. Yeah, he does two of his sponsors, Mavis. He's also got Sports Clips. Where's my hat? There we go. Sports Clips and FedEx and Mavis Brakes. So hope the hat doesn't deter anybody. But like you said, this is someone said that in the chat a little earlier, Denny takes it. CeeLo takes Denny criticism on the chin with a smile, so that's all that matters. So they just showed the big wreck when Chastain got wrecked there in Nashville. It was crazy, but we're gonna be bringing you live audio here of the broadcast. Plus, we'll have the live leaderboard for you guys. Let me get this ready to go here for you guys. The Great American Getaway 400. Is it gonna do this? Are you really gonna do this to me? Really? Come on, man. All right, let's go. Google Chrome. I don't understand why it does it to me all the time. All right, so we'll go to our backup plan here. 1 second as I get this going. Listen to the Kenny Wallace podcast with Hamlin. You would love it. I will. Listen to it. I just haven't had time. Last night, I pretty much literally stopped streaming baseball and got in the hot tub and went to bed. So I haven't had any time to take anything. But you know what? I got a lot of downtime coming up next week with no baseball for they're on break, All-Star break. So let me see if I can get this NASCAR feed up here. Not the actual race. Will you live stream the race today? Yeah, we'll be live streaming the Xfinity race. We won't be showing you the live broadcast, but Xfinity race allows us to look at cameras and all of that. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this. Because that is working. And maybe it will pop up here in a second. We'll see how it goes. But let's go to the main screen here. We're here at Pocono. We're almost at 17,000, y'all. So we're under 300. I can't afford TV right now. I'm using antenna. I can't USA. Yeah, well, you know what? You're in a great spot because this is what we're gonna be bringing you the practice today. We're gonna be bringing you qualifying today. We're gonna be bringing you the Xfinity race today and tomorrow. Full coverage. You're gonna love our coverage if you've not watched it before. So make sure you're hitting that like button, guys, as you're coming in. And we're gonna have a fun time here on qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series qualifiers. And why aren't you? I guess they haven't entered anybody yet, so that's where we are right now. Sometimes they take a little bit to enter the name. So where can I watch the race live for free, Joe? Nowhere, unless you don't have a USA app or maybe some of the bots might show something. But yeah, we'll be doing the Xfinity race right after this, taking an hour break. So I can't watch the race live. Correct? Yeah, exactly. You won't be able to watch the race live, but on our end, it's pretty much watching it live because the cameras that NBC supplies, it's pretty good. So I would just stick right here, Joe. It is pretty fun. Now qualifying and practice, you won't be able to watch any cams because they don't prefer any cams. But definitely. Oh, I never saw Kyle do a little bow there when he got out of the car after he wrecked, after Kyle Larson ran out of gas. What's the latest on the weather at the track? Anyone got an update? Well, not as right now. Um, Qualifying was good and looked fine. So let's take a look right now. I guess I should have done that before I went live, right? Let's see here. Pocono radar. I think it's good till like past um, 11 o'clock today. Yeah, looks pretty good all day today. Sunny all day. So we might get both races in, get both events in here today. Tomorrow will be 85 and sunny, so I still haven't got the leaderboard yet. Yeah, me either. I got it popped up here. Thank you, fans of the Green Bay Packers, for being a member, man. I appreciate you. Let me see the radar here. Radar. And last night we did the truck race. If you guys haven't checked that, make sure you go check that out. The truck race was pretty good last night. I picked Corey Heim to win, and he did. So I don't see any rain anytime soon. So I think we're good, man. We are good. The rain has moved over to the west, the east of us, and we're good. We got clear skies for the rest of the day. So it's going to be a good time. And I got that muted Green Bay Packers as well. But keep hitting that like button, guys, as you're coming in. We're going to bring you the live audio of the race, of the qualifying. We'll be bringing that in here in just about 5 more minutes. Bronny says, Xfinity qualifying ended, and I know the pole setter. Yes, it is Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed and Brandon Jones on the outside for the Explore the Pocono Mountains 225. We'll be bringing you live flag-to-flag coverage. Who are you picking for the Cup race, CeeLo? I'm going Denny Hamlin. This is a Denny Hamlin track. They call it the Pocono Tricky Denny Hamlin Triangle Raceway. Are the Braves playing today? Yes, they're playing tonight around 6:15. I will not be covering that. Well, we're at it again early this morning, looking for another good NASCAR weekend. That's right, Martin. That's what we do here on the weekends. We're weekend warriors for NASCAR, bringing you the best coverage as much as we can. Alex Bowman back to back. We'll see. Lee, maybe. Maybe. I think it's going to be a Toyota weekend, though. I don't think any Chevys are going to have anything for these Toyotas. Cole Custer. I almost picked Cole Custer, but you know what? I went Chandler Smith for this afternoon's race. Chandler Smith this afternoon. Josh Berry's my dark horse. Hopefully Chastain pulls it off. Give me the leaderboard, please. I know, it's just taking forever. Why is it taking forever? Someone's got to type the names. I swear they do. I think that's what they do. They have to type the names in. Creed finally got a win. We'll see, JJT. See if he doesn't screw it up. Creed finally get a win. Maybe. Can't believe it. Denny had to pit there on that race. It was his for the picking. It was his. We're not in stage 3. That's one thing we're not. Stage 3. And then we're in Group A. And we're in Group A practice. So let me bring that up here. Practice. And in the description below, it gives you the Group A and Group B names. And I can read them off for you. Practice. Here is the Group A. Group A includes AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Preece, John Hunter Nemechek, Harrison Burton, Corey LaJoie, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, Joey Logano, Carl Larson, Austin Cindric, Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Alex Bowman. In Group B today will be J.J. Yaley. Wow, he's back in that 44 New York Racing Team Chevrolet. Cody Ware in the 15 this weekend. Cody Ware is in the 15. Josh Berry in the 4. Eric Jones, Zane Smith, Carson Hocevar, Martin Truex Jr., Christopher Bell, Austin Dillon, Daniel Hemrick, Noah Gragson, Ross Chastain, Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Todd Gilliland, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, and Tyler Reddick. So that is your Group A and Group B. Here they come. They're starting to fill it in now. Hamlin should have won the Nashville race. I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What's up, Tom? Good to see you. Next week, I'm going to give you a call, and maybe we can get that whole thing we talked about in Nashville going. I'll be no baseball next week, so should have a lot more free time. Might see some NASCAR vlogs next week instead of baseball, especially if any silly season stuff starts happening. We will bring you that too. Maybe I gotta message Bologna Burger, see if he wants to do a collab maybe next week. We'll see. Joey Logano won that. But yeah, I'll give you a call this week, Kyle. I don't have any baseball next week, so as Major League Baseball is into their All-Star break. All-Star game is on Tuesday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. It really didn't do too well. If they do the 3D, maybe, possibly. Hey, what's up, Jason? Jason, good to see you. Brendan, good to see you. Kyle Busch has a great thing. There it is. Speaking of Kyle Busch, right here. Joey Logano. All right, here we go. Pocono. The Pocono tricky Denny. No video on this one. Xfinity, yes. What's up, my brother? Good group is Chase. What group is Chase Elliott and William Byron? They are in. William Byron's in Group A, and Chase Elliott is in Group B.
Long Pond, Pennsylvania. We went from a street course that was the most unique street course that NASCAR's ever raced on.
Xfinity race, it'll be on.
A week ago,
we'll have a good time.
The sunny skies of
Group A out already.
And the extremely unique 3-turn triangular track of Pocono Raceway. Saw the weather there. Beautiful skies, just overcast a little bit. Spotty clouds, but sun beating down on this racetrack.
And thanks for the subscribe. William Brown got demoted back to scrappers at the local track. Yeah, he did.
All right, crew chief Steve Letarte, Mayor Jeff Burton. 3 turns. Is there one that's more important than the other at this racetrack?
Well, today in qualifying or tomorrow in the race? Because I think the answer is different. You said unique.
This
I say
is
awesome.
Group A practice.
The 3 corners are very, very different. You go down right
We're
here
talking
on
about
board
practice.
with showing Alex Bowman turn 1. The most banked corner on the racetrack, also the tightest corner, really. It kind of goes all the way around, about 150 degrees worth of turning. Now you're going to head down the second longest straightaway to the tunnel, because you go over the tunnel, basically a 90-degree high-speed corner.
Watch how rough this part of the racetrack is. These cars are going to bounce.
18 minutes here in this Group A. What's your reaction to Briscoe to the 19 next year? I think it's a great call. He actually might win something at a super speedway. He's always been a good super speedway driver.
I think tomorrow this is the corner.
And he's going to be Bell's teammate.
Turn 3, long, flat, sweeping corner, which leads to the longest straightaway here at Pocono. I think you have to be good through this corner, because if not, you're a sitting duck down this long straightaway. If you cannot get through
Byron
turn
so
3,
far the fastest.
you just can't defend on this wide front stretch.
Kim, is it confirmed that Alex Bowman did make it to the racetrack and he's not still laying on the floor of his bathroom?
Confirmed. He did make it to the
Alex
racetrack
Bowman,
after breaking
winner last
that 80
week
race winless streak last
on a
week
shortened
in
race,
Chicagoland.
but
it was interesting talking to him about that
did
win.
well.
He said because of the long and difficult road it took to get back to victory lane, he said he puts that win last week up there in importance with his very first Cup Series win, and he admitted that the mental side of struggling through
Reddick,
his
Blaney,
winless streak was
Cindric,
much
Elliott,
tougher
Logano,
than the
Keselowski,
physical
Bowman,
side of
Suarez,
recovering,
all
which
with
I
one
think
win.
says a lot because he
Byron,
had a broken
Hamlin,
back,
Larson,
he
and
had a
Bell all
concussion
with
injury,
3 wins,
so to
with
weigh
Christopher
the
Bell
mental
on top of
portion
the
of
playoff
that winless
standings right
streak
now.
over the physical,
I went to Pocono in
I think
2012,
is exponentially
was infield
harder.
at the
And
tunnel.
then as we look at Alex Bowman here at
The
Pocono,
turn, my
talking
favorite
with
driver
him,
all
he
time
said,
is Jeff
typically we
Gordon. He almost
practice
won
well
that
at
day.
Pocono.
Casey
I
Kane in the
don't
5
always
car came up with
qualify
the
well.
back
So
lap.
the goal
Nice.
this weekend is to try and
It's always
qualify
fun to be down
in
there
the
in
top
those
10. We'll see what
pits
Alex
in
has
the
here
infield.
this afternoon.
Bowman's recent win was a
Big win
Chicago
for the
straight
48
course.
team. Alex
Bowman's
Bowman,
first
as you
career win
mentioned
in was
Jim,
Chicagoland. Yeah,
able
there
to
you go.
erase that winless streak.
And he
that
broke a
had
winless
been
streak
on.
as well.
I referenced the floor of the bathroom. That was during his celebration speech. He said, "I think I'm going to drink bourbon, and I hope I don't end up naked on the floor in the bathroom again."
What happened to Bob? They were just
So
joking around.
It was
that
an interesting comment
he,
to come right
he had
after
a
he got
good
out
time
of
after
that
he
car,
won
but
last week. Let's just
he
say that.
really was looking forward to celebrating. That win had been a long time coming.
Well, there's been so much pressure put on Alex
Casey
Bowman.
Kane.
Think about him. He's won plenty of races, and he drives for Hendrick Motorsports. The pressure is high. You are expected to deliver. You're expected to, contend for championships, win races, and he's a very, very solid race car
Byron
driver.
Cindric now
And
is moving
again,
on
wins
up. He was
races,
like
but
third or
it
fourth
had been
back.
a
Look at
while,
Larson.
and the pressure was starting to mount.
Where's those
The injuries that Kim
Toyotas?
spoke about, they were real hard to overcome.
Nemechek
It's a
and Hamlin.
huge win for Alex last week. Not only for the playoffs and all of those things, but for his
Byron,
confidence moving forward.
Qualified pretty good in the Xfinity race as well, so he's going to be racing today in the
garage.
Xfinity
We had a
racing
bunch
at
of different things
17.
come out. One that I didn't really see coming, but I'm happy for Rodney Childers. We know SHR is shutting down at the end of the year, and you kind of wonder where the drivers are going.
It's
Rodney
been a couple of
Childers,
months,
good friend of mine,
Krista.
been in the garage, so dominant with Kevin Harvick. Now on Josh Berry was announced he's going to go to Spire Motorsports, which is who Corey LaJoie drives for now. Said he's got a crew chief for the 7. So, I mean, if I'm Corey LaJoie,
1776, they don't allow, they don't provide video coverage of qualifying, but they do of Xfinity. So
but it's one thing
this
to
is
add
what we do
people
right
in
here.
general. It's another thing to add a person.
But,
like
definitely,
Rodney Childers
for
with
the
pedigree,
Xfinity,
the
for
resume,
sure.
the experience. You mentioned the pressure. I do think that'll put
I'm not sure
pressure
why
on
they don't
Corey,
do that.
but
Like,
for the
they
right
should.
reasons. I think he's going to know that guys.
Hello, CeeLo. I'm picking Willie B for the Xfinity
Rodney
race.
Childers
Awesome,
will
Kelly.
put pressure on the entire company. You're bringing that quality.
Yeah,
of
if it was
a guy
available,
in.
you'd be watching
He's
it,
a championship
but
crew
they don't do
chief.
it.
He
So
pushes,
we
he makes
hang out
stuff
here
happen.
and
And I
people
think
show up
Rodney
anyways.
Childers, I was a little concerned for Rodney a few years ago with this car. He
Rodney
made some
Childers
comments, "There's nothing I can
going to
do.
be in that
I don't
7
feel
car
like I
next
can make an
year. I
impact."
forgot. Oh, that was one
And
thing I
he had
forgot
to get to
to
the
talk
place
about
where,
in
how
my
do I make an impact?
silly
Because the way I
news,
used to make
silly
an impact
season
no
news.
longer counts.
Dang.
It doesn't work that way
You want to know where
anymore.
Greg
But he's done
Zipagnoli
that.
does?
He's made that transition. He's embraced this car. And a motivated Rodney Childers is a guy I want on my race team because he is
The 7
very
car looks
smart,
pretty crazy with
a
all
good
the
racer,
different
and he's
colored
a guy that's gonna
greens
make
that
everybody
is on
around
it.
him better.
Well, look what the 7 is currently, 7th on the board. A year ago, this team was happier, and we found a lot of, 12, 13, 14.
13 minutes left in Group A practice.
Better all year long, so just continuing to try to improve.
And again, Rodney's still working with the 4 right now of Josh Berry. The news was that he's going to the 7 of Spire next season. Kim.
And the dynamic of this move is different situationally than if SHR were not closing. I talked to Rodney this morning in the garage, and he said because SHR is shutting down at the end of the season, they really
don't think he's
gave
in
him
the
permission
34?
to kind of go out, do what he needed to do, and it's allowed him to be more hands-on with his new team as the season comes to an end. And he's going to be helping set some of the remaining personnel for this new team. So, again, in past years when we've seen movement like this, a lot of times a crew chief or if it's a driver move, they're not allowed to even go to the next shop until the season is over. Their contract is over with that team. So he
I would
really
think
has
it would be the
flexibility.
34.
You talked about what he can bring to that Spire number 7 team. He's got the flexibility to start looking at that additional personnel and pulling in some real talent onto that Corey LaJoie team.
Still Byron and Cindric on top of this board here.
Practice underway from the tricky triangle here at Pocono Raceway.
Appreciate y'all being here today. We are at a commercial break for the Great American Getaway practice and qualifying coming up here very shortly after Group B goes. We're in Group A practice, and I think Stewart is going to hire Haley. That'll be interesting. William Byron at 1, 2, Austin Cindric, 3, Kyle Larson, 4, Daniel Suarez, 5, Alex Bowman, Slowest right now is John Hunter Nemechek in that 42. Chase Briscoe there in 16th. So that 14 and the 41. So the Stuart Haas cars are not doing so well. We'll see what Josh Berry can do in Group B. Ryan Blaney, a lot of people were talking about Ryan Blaney maybe winning this week. He is in P8. Ryan Blaney was on the ESPY Awards last night. I thought the ESPY Awards are done like the day after the All-Star break, or the Thursday after the All-Star break, or Wednesday after the All-Star break, because that's like the best day because there's no sports on whatsoever. But close times, top 17 within 1 second. Yep, Chris Buescher in P6. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Close times, top 17 within 1 second. Everybody together, yeah. Yep, everybody. Should be interesting what practice is going to do. Haley can't do nothing. Tony's out of NASCAR. That's right. Well, Tony's not out of NASCAR yet, but I don't think he's going to, after this year, right? Yeah, he's done with NASCAR. So, but as you guys know, we announced on our preview vlog the other day that Haas is going to stay in NASCAR, and they're going to field one Cup car and two Xfinity cars. So Herbst and Cole Custer. Does Cole Custer move up to that car? Probably so, but we'll see how it goes. But Ryan Preece is the lone driver out of the 4 drivers that have not been picked yet. If you didn't hear this weekend or this week, Josh Berry is now with Wood Brothers, and Noah Gragson is now with Front Row Motorsports. As Bronny was saying, they haven't picked his number yet, but I would assume it would be the 34. But you never know. But NASCAR's silly season continues and should be interesting to see what happens. Yes, not now, CeeLo, next year. Right. I don't think Stewart will be making any decisions because he's getting out of Nashville, but Stewart or Haas could do something. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be Cole Custer in that Haas car. Ryan P has not impressed me at all. Really, ever since that wreck, that really bad wreck he had, he really hasn't been the same driver, you know. Maybe a little PTSD every day he goes out there. That bad wreck he had at Daytona. Remember, was it Daytona or Talladega where he flipped like, I don't know, 50 times it seemed like. I'll be coming back here in a second. Just make sure you guys are hitting that like button for us. We're trying to get to 100 likes. And subscribe to the channel. We'll be bringing you the NASCAR Xfinity Series race today. Flag-to-flag coverage. So, never know. Could be some PTSD there for Ryan Preece. Just not the same since.
Raceway as we take a look at the 8s.
We're at 49 likes, so keep on hitting that like button, trying to get to 100.
For not only Kyle Busch, but really RCR as a whole.
Kyle Busch, where's my rowdy friends? 200 of us here. Let me see. You got any rowdy friends? Let me see those 8s. Rowdy friends.
We keep talking about the playoffs.
Kyle Busch currently 11th.
Career winless streak, and sounds like they're having a little bit of a struggle mechanically today. Listen in.
Need to check the steering out. I don't feel any power steering assist. It just feels stuck and sticky. All right, we made a chassis adjustment. We're
stuck and sticky.
Stuff. I'm probably going to have to change steering rack.
So you heard that was crew chief and driver communication. Kyle talking about how the steering feels sticky, Jeff, and then the crew chief saying he's going to have to change the rack. So interesting. Like I was thinking when he said sticky, maybe it was in the column. We've seen the column kind of get clamped too tight and have a little stick to it. Obviously, Randall Burnett thinks it's the rack.
8 minutes left in practice.
Upper right there.
8 minutes.
Radio. So, you know, he knows what they have for situations. Maybe it's a mechanical
There's Steve, good to see you, buddy. Ronnie,
maybe the Chevy camp in general shares this information.
Last
but
night, come to member again.
Steering rack, then he'll have to start at the rear of the field.
-8.
Where, you know, track positions are
Cole Custer got screwed. I hope he comes back to the Cup. Yeah, he probably will. I guess his daddy runs the operation. So. The Haas, he's going to be running the Haas operation. Deegan's 2 dirt. 00 Hooters Stewart. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you got, Baron. Yeah, possibly.
Get to about the middle, and then you can feel the right rear kind of stick and grab once the speed gets to where the speed wants to be.
So good information coming from Kyle. But you have to have that
front
power
row,
steering.
no power steering. If they fix it, he goes to the back.
It's hard to know what the car is doing when you don't have the steering
Another
assist
bad
working.
luck
And
for
it's
Rowdy,
not just a
man.
comfort thing where he doesn't want to work. It's that
CeeLo,
the
how
car is
do
built
you
to have that
do those
assist,
mini
and
clips
the car is set up
on
to
our
have that
preview
assist,
vlog?
and it would be very difficult, Kim, to be
On
as
the preview
competitive as they
vlog?
need to be if they don't get it fixed.
And Jeff, it's interesting you mentioned how that power steering issue affects his ability to
edit
read the car,
them
which is
on
what
my
they were
edit
hoping
blog,
to do.
my
They
editor
needed a
that I
shakedown of this
have
car.
that I do
That's
all my
because when I
vlogs
checked
with,
it with the team
and
earlier
then
this morning and just got an idea of where their starting
make them
point was
smaller
this weekend.
so it's not the
Burnett
full
said, we were
screen.
not good
but-
here yesterday. In fact, glaringly
And then I put my logo
bad
on it
last year. So they came
to
with
change
a
things.
significantly different setup direction-wise for Pocono this weekend. And so
Oh, it
it's
has,
complicating
Kelly.
that read of the car, this power steering
Just
issue.
one thing after the other for
has
him.
a different setup than last year. So a lot of unknowns that are not going to be able to be answered throughout the course of this practice for Kyle before tomorrow.
And there's been massive changes that Richard Childress has said need to happen. And we even heard it echoed by Austin Dillon this past week, that there are major changes that
Boot
need
Barn
to take
3
place to get these two cars to run the way they feel they should be running, and they haven't been close to it this year.
I've worked many years with Richard Childress, the owner of these cars, and he is not going to sit by without making changes.
Are you
He
talking about
expects
this, Jason?
his teams
This
to run
right
in
here?
the front. He demands that they run in the front, and he will be pushing for the changes, and he will be in all of those meetings.
Oh, okay,
He will
gotcha.
he will
It's off
not
of our
be
Streamlabs.
an owner that just says, okay, you guys do it, I'm going to show up and
It's
see
a
if it
GIF,
works or not. He's going
and
to
it's
be
part of
involved
our
in it.
Streamlabs
Very committed, very
redeem,
dedicated.
and it pops it up.
Speaking of involved, we are involved.
And I
with the
downloaded them
12
off
and
the internet.
38
They're free.
This weekend, we will be embedded with
Public use.
Ryan Blaney, as well as Todd Gilliland.
Gift.com.
Stage 2 of
I need to do a lot
tomorrow's
more.
race.
I need to have all the drivers. I just don't have
That
time.
means on the pit box,
Because literally after I do this stuff, I do family stuff or I work.
Takes place, as well as driver spotter communication.
Kind of makes Dylan look innocent in performance issues. Yeah.
So Ryan Blaney right here.
Yeah, both of these guys just
They're only
struggling. 3 and the
6
8.
fastest on the board.
5
but
minutes
if you
left
look
in
at
Group
what
A,
he,
and William Byron's
his
on the top of the
teammate,
list here.
Cindric, and the affiliate car, the 21 of Harrison Burton, their race pace is very impressive. All of them have really good pace. Blaney on his 12th lap just ran a 94. That, by the way, I'm sorry, his 10th lap. That was his fastest lap. Big moment there.
Yeah.
But they have pace.
With Bowman able to get to victory lane, now Hendrick joins Penske as the two organizations that have all of their cars locked into the playoffs.
All right, going to another commercial break. Appreciate everybody being here. Less than 5 minutes left here in Group A practice. Group B will be coming back up after this. And of course, the way NASCAR.com does it, when Group B comes in, they'll file all the drivers at the bottom of that. And then as they run their practice runs, they'll run through the field. So we'll be going back up and forth. So you're doing a fine job, CeeLo. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate it, man. This is our 21st week doing this, y'all. And we did that more than that. We did the Busch Clash and we did Speed Week. So 23 weeks of NASCAR. I know I missed Nashville, so I guess 22 weeks of covering NASCAR this year, of Craftsman Truck Series, NASCAR Xfinity Series, NASCAR Cup Series, practice and qualifying, and the race. Every weekend, guys. We've been here every weekend except Nashville. And I hope I've been bringing you great content, guys, and I hope you enjoy it. And it shows, because our channel has grown tremendously this year. So Purple Queen, PQ, what's up? Good to see you. Ronnie says, I know Rowdy's got to be so frustrated with all the setbacks. Yep. And it's not all his fault. Like, how many times has his pit crew, like, done him over on pit road, or the car's falling apart? Like, and I mean, yes, he's made some mistakes with speeding on pit road and stuff like that. But, you know, if it's not one thing for Kyle, it's the other. Like, Kyle was in the top 5 in Nashville, and what happens? Larson runs out of fuel. He checks up. Chase Elliott does not, and spins Kyle and ends his day. Like, crazy stuff. Like, it's one thing after the other for Kyle. I mean, it's crazy. You know, Kyle has power steering as a rack issue. Yeah, Corey, it's just one thing after the other for this guy. Like, can he not have a good weekend? How many laps are they doing today? I think this stream is perfect when you're not on the road. Thanks for keeping it up. You're welcome, Brett. I appreciate you, man. We try to do our best here to help you guys out. I wish they would do in-car cameras or something for practice. I mean, that would be fun. You know, we could swap if it was doing qualifying each one. We could watch each qualifying lap. But one thing happened last week with SVG. We'll learned our lesson there. Last weekend on Sunday, SVG did his own YouTube channel for his in-car camera roll. Anything that was shown there was copyrighted, so I had to clip that out of the Chicago race. But everything else was good. Everything else was good. And you know, even though I didn't use that camera off of that channel, it's the same, and I just didn't want to open a can of worms or anything, so I just leave it alone. All right, here we go.
And Denny Hamlin, a 7-time
Denny.
winner here, and yes, he's got a rock
13
that everybody's going
fastest.
to be able to see.
He doesn't have one yet.
Well, he's going.
He feels
That's
that
right.
7
Good
wins
thing
is
he
gonna get
never
one, and
gives
I
up.
agree. But he really needs a little bit of a turnaround, as crazy as this sounds. But 5 weeks in a row, he has yet to finish in the top 10, right? That's a streak that you don't see out of this 11 car. They're normally very consistent. Self-admittedly, he's not good in the rain, he told us, and we could see it. He struggled in the rain. So he'll be very thankful that this will be a dry condition at his, you know, one of his best racetracks. So I think it's a good time for the 11 to be showing back up at Pocono.
And his dear friend Kyle Larson right behind him. These guys have
Thank
been
you,
going
Kelly,
at
for that
it,
99 cents.
We joke
Thank
about
you so
it,
much, Kelly.
You know, friendships get tested
Appreciate
in this
it.
business, and
Thank you,
a
buddy.
lot of it, you know, these types of incidents where Larson's on the outside and Denny Hamlin using a lot of racetrack, kind of moving him out of the groove. Larson showing his displeasure here. But this isn't the only race this happened. It's been many, many times.
They have had their run-ins, and it seemed as though it escalated starting here, and then it kept going. But you look at these two, they're going to be running next to each other because they're always contending for wins.
Yep,
Nearly
fix
20%
that. What's
of
up,
the
Billy
laps
Wolves?
ran all year long. These two are within a position of one another. And what makes that stat even better is it's not 19th and 20th.
Denny in that new
or
paint
15th
job,
and 16th.
Mavis,
It
it's
is
not
normally
all
inside the top 10 or
teal,
Point Rick
turquoise,
racing for
or
wins.
whatever it's called.
Everyone loves a rivalry. Well, the rivalry between
got a little
two
black
people
in
is
there.
not as great. You know, the Red Sox for the Yankees, you know, versus the Yankees for last in the division, nobody really cares. But when it's to win the pennant, it's amazing. And that's what these guys are
Disability
doing,
makes
right?
it
It's a
hard
rivalry
to
at the front of
live,
the
but I
field.
appreciate your coverage,
Steve,
man. You're
I
welcome,
think
Kelly.
another
Thank you
famous
so
piece
much.
of video has been when you were celebrating making the right pit call as far as with Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. Could this be a race where we would see, you know, that kind of a situation?
my
Oh,
goodness,
Kyle Larson
Larson
spins.
After the red. That was weird. So
We're good. I didn't hit anything.
He didn't hit anything, but he spun.
I sounded more excited than he did.
Yeah.
He's trying to
Yeah,
get
talk about those bumps.
that bump in that tunnel
You saw the car
that
jumping up and down as he was down in them, and I would say fortunate not to make contact right here.
has Martin Truex made a
Now,
decision yet? Think Kyle
looks like
Busch
all
is
the
going
tires are up
to
right
be in the
there,
8 car.
Steve.
Martin Truex is
That car
retired. He's
bounced
going to retire
as
at the
soon
end of
as
the
it hit
year.
around it went.
At least he
Actually
didn't hit the
watched it
wall.
Creep slowly to pit road to see if right there. Left
Looks like he
rear,
got
big
off the
bounce.
track
You almost
just a
see
little bit, and it
little
got
bit
him
of dust,
loose.
like one of the rub blocks might have bottomed out.
Yeah, you wonder, there's 4 blocks underneath this car, 3 blocks rather, underneath the car that hit the racetrack when it travels too much, and through those bumps, you wonder if that's not what happened.
Larson's
Well, we
okay.
had teased a little bit strategy and tire
I wish
wear.
he
We'll
hit,
dive
Jesse.
into that a little bit further. A lot of tire wear on the 5, sliding out of turn 2.
All right, so we are out of Group A. We're in now Group B practice. Group B practice. And they'll fill in the drivers here in a second. What turn did he spin out? Oh, it was on turn 2. Turn 2, I think it was. And I was watching Dale Jr. podcast. He was saying something about Austin Dillon stepping out of the car and help his G-Pops out more. He made a clear statement. Austin Dillon said he's in this car for contract for a while and he ain't leaving, but you never know what'll happen at the end of the season. But I'm pretty sure Austin Hill coming up to Cup next year. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm back. Did you just see Larson slide? I did. I did see him slide. He was trying to catch Denny. He was like, he had, thank you, Richard. He was trying to catch Denny. He had his shades of Pocono. He was remembering what happened last time. He was like, I gotta get Denny. I gotta get him. The Larson-Hamlin battle will never end. Never end. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's doing great on a Saturday morning. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm watching you on the ads and watching the race on my TV. Nice. Nice. Appreciate everybody watching. I know a lot of people like to chat in the chat and also watch on the races as well. But after this, we got Group B practice, and then there'll be Group A qualifying and Group B qualifying. And then the top 5 from the fastest from Group A and Group B will be put in a group of 10 for round 2 of qualifying. And whoever gets that will win the pole for the Great American Getaway 400 on Sunday. And on the 6th through 18 or whatever will make up the inside row for Group A, and the Group B will make up the outside line. So you need a junior hat. I was just talking, saying I have a junior hat somewhere, a Mountain Dew one. I can't find it. It's the Mountain Dew 88 car junior hat.
When you come to a racetrack like Pocono, 7 times he has won here. He climbs out of the number 11, and in that practice session, 13th fastest, but that doesn't say everything about what he's been able to do, Steve.
Yeah, so basically this is a great way that I like to look at lap times. The red line is Dawson Cindric, the green line, the 11 of Hammond. Lap times are on the left. Higher is slower. Lap 1 out to lap 21 as they run a long run. So what we normally expect is you run fast on new tires and you get slower and slower and slower. When you look here at Pocono, the 2 has a little bit of that, right? He runs fast, and then he slows down, and then it levels off. What I really want to point out is the 11, why he doesn't look as great at the fast lap. For 20 laps, he runs nearly the same lap time. That means there's very little tire fall off. That means that fuel strategy is going to dominate tire strategy. You're not going to come to pit road
better than Cindric. Cindric was all over the place in the graph.
Crew chiefs are starting to see that already. I mean, we're talking 21 laps. A fuel run is 38 laps. So that is a huge long run at Pocono. Normally you don't run more than maybe 10 laps.
Are we in Group B?
That tells me you got to have your car drive good and all of that. But you had better get that calculator out. You better understand your fuel mileage, and you better understand.
Whoa.
And another spin.
The 45 of Reddick.
Who is that? Tyler Reddick? Tyler Reddick spinning.
Man.
Same spot that Larson spun. Tyler Reddick is spinning, and he's going backwards.
But the problem is,
you have about 25 junior hats.
That's basically the end of their practice. You don't get another set of tires.
Interestingly enough, this season, Tyler Reddick, and especially over the last few races, has really had a surge at moving up as far as the points for the regular season.
Bump. Yep, saw that. You didn't hit anything, right?
45.
No, just rolling backwards.
Why? Just stop. Just stop. Make them come get you. You don't want to damage the race car. I don't know why you.
Tyler Reddick's running backwards.
NASCAR has shown the willingness to get them back to pit road without damaging them, but see Tyler Reddick
get one set of tires for practice.
He's asking a lot of his race car.
Yeah, he just got loose coming out of the turn.
Trying to find grip, trying to find speed. He's come really close to winning the last couple races and comes into this race
5-lap average.
Up, ready to
the
go.
24 was the fastest.
Trying to lay a lap time down.
And these are your drivers right here in Group
right here
B.
In Nashville.
Bubba Wallace.
Looks like he was in a really good position
Martin
to win
Truex,
this race. And
Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Dylan Chastain, Barry, Dylan Smith, Gregson, Tyler Reddick, who just spun.
Alex Bowman down. I think he was going to get there. I don't know what was going to happen. Made a mistake, hit the right side of the car, damaged the vehicle. Opportunity gone.
Reddick just looks disappointed every time if he don't win. He knows how to win here. I just don't know how you could bet against him here. Exactly. That's why I did it.
These are the kind of situations that do not help because it will be very hard to get any practice done whatsoever.
Exactly. And you heard Reddick. He said I got too low and into the bumps, and those bumps in the tunnel turn in turn 2. And talking with collectively the garage, they always say now that is where the biggest risk comes. That turn can upset your car the most. It's a high commitment, high speed car. The drivers that get around this track the fastest are the ones that have the most comfortability over those bumps in turn 2. And now we've seen multiple drivers with issues there at that part of the racetrack.
Turn 2, yep.
Larson first, then Tyler Reddick second. Spins coming out of turn 2.
All right, so we're under caution, I guess, as Tyler Reddick spun, and we'll can bring back here in a second. But no damage. Same spot that Kyle Larson spun, Tyler Reddick spun as well. So keep hitting that like button for us, trying to hit that 100 like mark. We're at 71 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, over 200 of us here. See if we can get 30 more likes to 100. Help us get there. And we got a lot of show left here for you guys. And then after this, we'll be bringing the Xfinity race. So make sure you show your appreciation by subscribing and hitting that like button for us. We appreciate you. So get to that 100 likes. Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. And the reason why I'm down this far is because they add all the Group B drivers in to the Group A drivers. Chase Elliott actually the fastest on that first lap. But we're under caution right now due to the spin by Tyler Reddick. But Chase Elliott the fastest right now. Logano 5th. Thank you so much, Teresa. Appreciate it. Keep hitting that like button for us. Get that 100 likes. We'll keep on going. Nobody can make all 3 turns perfect. Got to make turn 3 the best one. Billy Voles dropping that 9. Chase Elliott. After we see both groups practice, then we'll talk about who we think is going to get the pole. Hopefully Logano makes the pole. We'll see. We'll see. Foot-long dippers, Subway. Interesting. They always come up with something. It ends at 2 p.m., right? Yeah. Something like that. 12:45. See, 1:45. It's so yeah, it's a 1 p.m. Yeah, about that, right? About that. And we're trying to get to 17,000 subscribers, y'all. So we're hit that subscribe if you have not already as well. There we go. Cars are back on the track.
Group of practice, but it was a week ago where Bubba Wallace was
16 minutes to go.
Racing the streets of Chicago.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace got spun out there by Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman made several comments about it during the red flag after the race, that it was his mistake, his fault. See right there, Bubba Wallace.
Al Chastain, the fastest.
The apology. That was a $50,000 penalty to Bubba Wallace. NASCAR levied on him this week. Lots of anger from Chicago. Be interested to see if it
at
heads over
50,000
this race.
chump
Yeah,
change.
I mean, it was chaos in those closing laps. Brad Keselowski's trying to protect on wets, nearly wrecks. The 99 checks up for it. The 9 shoves the 99 through. That's in turn 11. Then down into turn 12. The 99 kind of misjudges, gets in the back of the 9, spins the 9 out, which ends his top 20 finishing streak. Then after the race, the 9 goes up, makes a little swipe at the 99 on the cool down laps. I actually talked after the race as well.
These two, I didn't see this.
Came to an understanding about what happened. And I think, so Bubba Wallace was penalized.
The 9 and the...
No penalty here. They said they were going
I
to
totally forgot about talking about that too, man.
So the 9, that's what drivers have done forever. You kind of make a move at. What I didn't like about the 23 and the 48 was it was nearly 2 miles after the checker flag. Both window nests were down, and it was very heavy contact. And I think Hocevar was penalized points and money for spinning the 21 under yellow. I like that because it was during the event, so I think it should cost you points.
So Truex the fastest right now in practice. Truex.
So I like it only being monetary.
I also think that the end result matters. If you run
Look at
behind somebody, you
Truex.
touch them,
Michael
you
Jordan
show
pay
your
that
anger,
50,000, no
you
problem. Oh
door
yeah,
slam them,
piece
you
of
show their
cake.
anger. End of the
Rough
story.
having
If
your
you hit
top
somebody
20
and
streak
they make
ended with a
contact with the
21st
wall,
place
you hit
finish.
somebody,
Yeah.
they spin.
That's right,
It's
Jesse.
different. So when you, as a driver after the race, when you want to go lay your bumper on somebody, hey, I'm mad, you better recognize if that guy goes around or
What's
if
up,
he makes
Susan?
contact, You
Just
live
found your
calls
channel.
that.
Like to subscribe.
And so
Awesome,
I
Jeff.
think NASCAR has taken that
Appreciate
into
you being
account
here.
in
You're
both
gonna
of
love our
those
channel, man.
situations, and that's why
You
they
are gonna
didn't
love
make
it.
the other penalty. Is that was just,
What's
they
up,
hit
Curtis?
each other, no wreck,
Good morning.
nothing like that. But
Or
it's
afternoon,
more, you are going
wherever
to be
you
judged
are.
based on what ends up happening because of the contact that you make.
Rick, you mentioned the embedded teams, 12 of Ryan Blaney, also the 38 of Todd Gilliland. Look at the last 6 races, 12.3 average finish, fourth
Truex
in the series.
Him
It's
and
just a model
Byron.
of consistency, right? 7th, 17th,
About the
12th,
same.
12th, 10th,
53.59.
16th, 17th, 15th.
Both
I mean,
of them. Best time.
This 38 just is always there, right? He's just always running around the top 15. He's one of those
There's those
drivers, one of those
Toyotas.
teams
Ty
currently
Gibbs,
that while
Eric
they're
Church,
not
your
filling
boy,
highlight
5th
reel,
fastest.
they're not filling it for either positive or negatives. They are really just kind of block and tackling, kind of blue collar
Bubba's wasn't a
racing
big deal
team.
to
I
me.
think
It
this
didn't hurt
38
no one.
is putting together a really nice run of races.
Absolutely, and Todd Gilliland's led over 100 laps this season.
Points would have been better to Bubba to
also the
learn.
strategy gamble that crew chief Ryan Bergetti
Well,
is willing
like I
to
said, the
take.
reason
So
why
this
they didn't
weekend
take
should be
points away
really
because it
fun to
wasn't
be
in the
embedded
middle
with
of the
that
race. It
team
didn't cost
and see
anybody
what Ryan has
anything.
up his sleeve. But right now, as we see Todd
What's up,
on
Surf
track,
Bum? Your
the
boy,
team
here
wants
come.
to work on shock
Tied
travels.
it.
Todd's feedback was
Top
that the car ride
fastest
was
today.
way too bouncy currently.
So
Legend
too
in
bouncy,
training.
it can be really two things. It can be overall control with the shocks. The other thing is, remember, these shocks have internal limiters, and you use those. You know, NASCAR really uses those to control the height of the car. So you try to get the car really, really low, but all those bumps we keep talking about, when you go over those bumps, if it hits that limiter, it's not like a bump stop that's nice and squishy. It's not quite steel on steel, but very close. And it can be jarring. It jars the tire. It drives
So far,
the
Truex and
jars
Byron
the driver.
are tied. That's right.
And it
The
just doesn't
fastest
drive
back
good.
lap.
I love this look right here.
53.590. Both of
Going
them
back,
put down
I
the
mean, you
same
get the
lap.
work he's putting in. You kind of get a breath, but you know it's coming. One of the hardest braking, fastest braking zones. See where he lifts.
Pocono's
Almost to the
3
single
corners, and
cone.
ovals
That's
are
pretty
2
deep.
corners. That's right.
These cars,
YouTube experience.
you can drive way down in the corner. Of course, this isn't a new car anymore, but one of the things about this race car is that it makes a lot of aerodynamic drag. It has great brakes. The best
The
brakes ever
2.5
on a NASCAR
mile
race
track,
car.
man.
So you can drive it down in the corner further than ever before because the car slows itself down, and then you got better brakes to slow it down.
I think it's
Those are
funny
the
they
bumps
call
you
it a
saw him go
super
through.
speedway.
And shakes his head. Well, this is what it looks like from the back. Watch the rear of this car. I mean,
Todd
that car
Gilliland.
is controlling him very well, but you see every time it squats, you know, slow motion makes it look so
Gillen
easy.
and
But that is-
McDowell, good paint
feels like
job this
driving over a couple
weekend.
sets of
Both of
railroad
them
tracks,
front row
you know, at
motorsports.
150 miles
Bubba
an
has a
hour.
different set of rules. We all know that, Kelly says.
Let's listen into the radio of the 9 of Elliott.
I'm just really having a hard time, like, getting rate out of the right rear, you know, turn in. Like, I just want to make sure, you know, that we can't do something to help it. Like, I'm just tight. Like, I can kind of make it work through 1, and I can kind of make it work through the tunnel, but 3, I just can't seem to keep it loaded long enough to turn.
I'm going to tell you, this proves the importance of a driver-crew chief relationship, because everything he was saying, I thought he was loose into the corner until he said he was too tight. Like, can't get
9
right out of the
Pocono
right
top
rear. In
10
my mind,
finishes
means that it's
for
like
Chase
super
Elliott.
stiff,
2
you can't feel
straight
it.
top
But that's
10
not at all what he was
finishes
talking about, Jeff.
for Chase
obviously
Elliott.
Alan and Chase are on the same page. There's Alan
Bubba said
Gustafson
he
right
understood
there. I'm
why
not sure
Bubba did it,
I would have understood
and it was
that sort
fine.
of
Not a
description
Bubba
by Chase.
fan.
Well, and
Just
also
think it
that
was no big
description
deal.
may have
No
a lot to
biggie.
do with they've had a conversation about what
What's up, Jake?
is
Good
in
to see
this
ya.
race car from a setup standpoint.
Appreciate y'all hitting the like
How
button for
are
us.
we coming
We're
to
almost to
Pocono? What
100.
is the
15 likes to
mindset from a setup
100 likes.
standpoint?
Help us get
I
there.
don't think Chase Elliott is telling what springs
We're,
and shocks
almost
and
an
all
hour
that for
in.
the race car, but being involved in that conversation,
300
he
of
knows
us
what
here.
Alan's
Hit
working
that
on and what
subscribe
they're
as
trying
well.
to make happen, and he's
We're
trying
30
to provide
away
that
from
information so they can take whatever it
16,800.
is they're working on and make the most of it this weekend.
Chase Elliott right now is 12th fastest, and we're seeing
Morning.
the Toyotas looking
You're the
very
best
good
from
in
Oregon.
This group.
Thank you, Kelly.
Reddick now fastest, Martin Truex Jr. second fastest, and Bubba
What's the
Wallace
temperature out there in
third
Oregon? Toyotas are quick. Qualifying
Just under
runs.
10 minutes to
We'll
go
see.
in this Group B practice.
You see at the top of the board, this guy, the 45.
Tyler Reddick now on top.
NASCAR and confirmed that they were allowed to change tires.
After
Which
spinning,
surprises me. I didn't think they were going to be given a new set.
having issues with different drivers this season already deserves a points reduction.
Because it happened so early.
And like I
He
said,
hasn't gotten any practice. They said to
Jeffrey,
put new tires on it. I was of the opinion
if it
everybody
was
only got one
during
set.
the
If you
race and
spun
it
in
cost
flat spot,
somebody
that would be the
points,
end of your practice. So
yes. 102 in Oregon?
Get
Wow.
their understanding here, and I don't have a
I would
problem
expect to
with
be
this
a little
decision
cooler
as
than
long as it's
that.
the same for everybody moving forward. You know, the idea isn't to limit a guy's
13
practice.
top
You
10
only get a short
finishes for
period of
Tyler
time
Reddick
on
at
track
Pocono.
anyway, so I think this is the right thing to do. I just want to, you know, if I'm a competitor in the field, I'm going to go ask just to make sure, hey, if I spin out,
Brendan Jones on the
what's the
outside
magic time where
with
I've
Sheldon
run too many
Creed for the
laps?
Xfinity
Because
race.
I guess that might make a difference.
Things definitely looking better for Reddick, as he had spun earlier coming out of 2. Now he's the fastest. Looking at Noah Gragson here in the 10.
We just talked about Todd Gilliland, the driver at Front Row Motorsports. It was just announced this week. Noah Gragson, he will be joining them.
Where will Ryan Preece go?
Teammate with Todd, 2 young drivers. Ownership indicated that there would be another young driver join those 3. So Front Row doing a good job. And I also want to make note that, remember, Noah Gragson last year, you know, he had a cup ride, he lost it. He came back and showed he could do it. Remember also last year, Todd Gilliland, he did not run every race. He was taking
How many more minutes left in Group B? 7 minutes, 57 seconds left in Group B. Preece isn't cup material, and it goes back to what I was saying. Like, after the wreck he really hasn't been the same. That big time spin wreck where he flipped like 50 times, he hasn't been the same guy. It's 102 at 9:38 a.m. in Oregon. That's crazy. Preece probably to Haas Xfinity team, maybe. Take the spot of Cole Custer, you think? As Custer moves up to the 41 or whatever number they decide, the 00 goes up there. But thanks, guys, for hitting that like button. We're almost to 100 likes. 3 more to 100 likes. Man, likes have been hard to push the last couple days. Help us get those likes up for us. We're trying to get to 100 likes, and then we'll move on from there to 150 will be our next goal. What place is 22 at? It won't update. Let's see. Logano, where you at? 22. Where's the 22 at? There he is. He's in P13. His fast lap. Let's see. Logano fast lap 53.939. And him and looks like the 2 Penske cars, Blaney and Logano, are 13th, 14th, but Cindric must have found some speed because he's P7 right now. That's right. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And hit that notification bell because you never know when we go live. But thank you, Surf Bum. Appreciate it, buddy. San Diego Kid, bro, where were you last week when your boy won? I was saying at the end of the race, where's San Diego Kid at? My boy Bowman. His boy Bowman won. Where were you, bro? Nice to see the 19 up there, the 10-lap average. And I don't know if you know, they have Truex Jr., his name across the start-finish line, like they did Harvick, where it said forever last year. It's got Truex Jr. over the start-finish line. Let's go, Joey. Bowman's odds are not good for winning at Pocono. Where does Kyle start for qualifying Group A? I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I was here. I was paying attention to the race on TV. Okay, good deal. I was like, man.
About turns 1, 2, or 3, and there are a lot of things.
What race are you going to be at next? I don't know. I have no clue yet. I haven't figured that out. I'd like to go to Bristol, but I don't know. It'll be the first weekend I get back from the cruise. So
in turn 2. And so
not sure.
The difficulties of this racetrack just continue.
Middle to the metal. What's up, Dallas?
And you throw in something like the bumps in 2, makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, Martin
Thank you,
Truex
CT Whale, for subscribing.
Lap times, he's on a longer run right now. Look
Here
really,
is
really
the rest
good.
of the
when you
field.
see those cars go over the bump in turn 2, and you see what looks like smoke. That's not from the tires. That's from kind of the vertical strakes on the diffuser, that, you know, carbon fiber area that kind of drags, and when it does, it smokes.
Kim, you've got a driver who experienced the bumps in turn 2.
Yeah, Kyle Larson went for a little bit of a ride there.
Here's Kyle Larson.
What was your car doing?
I'm actually extremely tight over there, so you're trying to kind of use
Let me see those 5s.
apron in a way, or like the closer you get to the yellow line, the better your car turns. So I was just trying, it's my last time through there, try to see if I could affect the balance, which I did. So thankfully didn't hit anything. But yeah, I think our HinderCars.com Chevy has speed. We just got to get it to handle turn 2 a little bit better. I feel like I'm comparable speed-wise in 1 and 3, but turn 2 I just lose a ton of time, just being really tight. So work on that area, and I think we can be really fast. But
on the Charlotte race, nice. Terry, good to see you.
Have the bumps in turn 2 gotten worse since last year?
I don't think they've gotten any bigger or worse. I just think the track grip is a little bit less. So
where's the 54 on lap average?
Slide whatever into the car you're struggling with a little bit more everywhere.
Best time,
especially right there.
It's 53.822. Best speed 167.218. Last lap was a 54.292. Gibbs is 5th fastest here in Group B practice.
A place where
What's up, Cobra? Good to see you, Cobra.
His left side tires below the yellow line on the flat. Look at the angle of the change of angle between the apron and the racetrack. He was searching for.
I think he was just distracted with that 11 in front of him. That was what the problem was.
He intentionally put the car there.
He didn't like it,
and it didn't work.
And it got him all over the place.
Why does that
yes,
matter,
it is,
other than
Dallas.
spinning out? Is that how are you going to pass tomorrow?
Is.
How when you go through the
54 is sitting second and 10th average. Thank you so much for doing that, Steve.
And some people are going to try to go down there. Some setups can take it. Some setups can't.
Larson running in Group A was out on the racetrack.
Look at the tire behind him. You want to know what's spinning out?
Indy Road Course or Charlotte Roval?
Right, look at the flat spot on the tire. I mean, that's really
neither. Can I say neither? I'm not a road course guy.
160 mile an hour spin. There you go.
I really can't stand road courses.
I would like to not see that before I go to qualify.
I suffered through Chicago.
Hide that thing. Just hide that. Turn it around the other way. Whatever. I don't want to see it.
Cliff Daniels there with Kyle. Here's Ross Chastain. They've had some fun with social media.
Ross Chastain and that peach.
Driving for
Busch Light peach.
And of course,
anyone ever had a Busch Light peach?
Known for the watermelon farming and
not a new tablet. Makes it easier. Nice.
He's trying not to offend the watermelon.
We see those ones. Any watermelon friends? He almost had a good run of the Truck Series yesterday. But after that pit stop, I don't know what happened to him.
Ross Chastain.
I know they were saving fuel, but
lap is 8th fastest.
Yeah, they're going to be at the small Indy course.
Race team is. I can't quite figure them out.
For
races,
Truck Series.
I'm like, they have a lot of speed, and there's other races they really seem to struggle. See right there trying to get on pit road with as much pace as he can. There will be, most likely, there will be green flag stops here tomorrow, and you want to get every bit that you
can. Those watermelons.
You know, they're in pretty good shape. They're not locked in.
Michael McDowell, about Michael McDowell. Anybody big fan of Michael McDowell in here? He's always good.
Have to, number one, get themselves in there.
That sounds gross.
When the playoffs start, number two, they're going to have to make some improvements.
McDowell.
I have a little bit of that same feeling about the 34. Remember, this is a team that won a year ago at the road course in Indianapolis, and you know he's moving on. He's actually going to go drive for Spire. We talked about earlier. They were in the news this week. Rodney Childers saying he's going to go crew chief of that organization.
Interesting move by Michael McDowell to Spire Motorsports.
Front row, he's going to go on to Spire. I don't know what to make of this 34.
How soon till qualifying? Pretty soon. Got 20 seconds left in Group B
they made
practice.
A lot of aggressive pit calls. It kind of worked.
Morning, I'm a Gene.
And this year they're kind of searching for a little bit of a spark.
We've heard Michael McDowell.
I know some of you guys memberships ran out. If you guys want to become a member, I know you guys mostly had a lot of gifted memberships. They're 99 cents for the emojis, guys. Your channel is awesome. Thank you, Cobra. 99 cents gets you the emojis.
Yeah,
pretty cheap. Cheaper than a cup of coffee or a cup of large Coke at McDonald's, and you get it all month, and it's reoccurring.
That ends practice 4.
99 cents is pretty cheap on the memberships on YouTube. You don't see that many places. A lot of people have like $2.99 as their lower entry, but 99 cents gets you those memberships. So if you want to sign up for our memberships, hit that $sign next to the chat box, and that'll help you with the membership. So If you're having issues, let me know. Qualifying A is next. That's right. So we are now in Group A qualifying. Let me move the practice away. Practice. I'm talking about practice. Let's see here. Qualifying. There we go. Cheaper than a Dairy Queen cone. You're right. I don't think Coke nor any dark colored sodas anymore ever since I had the stomach flu. Yep. Yeah, I only drink Coke Zero. I don't drink any sodas anymore that have sugar in them. If I drink any soda, it's zero. Mm. And I like those freestyle machines because they have a Minute Maid fruit punch that's zero as well. This is more fun than a cup of coffee. 12, that's right. I only drink lemon lime sodas now, but I just do zero. I don't do anything other than zero. Zero's not bad. It doesn't taste like Diet Coke, as a lot of people think it does. It doesn't. Coke Zero is good. Can't go wrong with Canada Dry. I don't know about that. I'm not a big ginger ale fan. Never been a ginger ale fan. All right, so here is your Group A practice, our qualifying order. AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Priest, John Hunter Nemechek, Harrison Burton, Corey LaJoy, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, Chris Buescher, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, and Alex Bowman. And there it is. There is your qualifying order for Group A. If you're coming in, hit that like button. We're over 100 likes. Thank you guys so much. Let's see if we can get to 150 on the likes and see if we can get 200 total by the end of the day here on our stream. And then after this, in the round 2, I will put the pin link message above for our Xfinity series that will be running this afternoon. Flag to flag coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity series today. It is the Explorer Pocono Mountains 225. And Sheldon Creed is on the pole, and outside on that pole is Brendan Jones. We will be having the audio broadcast, plus we'll have in-car cameras, plus the sky cam, the aerial cam, and the battle cam. So make sure you tune in for that, and that'll be about 1:45. Mark Phillips, thank you so much, Mark Phillips, for that subscribe. Hey, C, just dropped in Pocono, one of my favorite tracks. Awesome, Mr. Woodrow. Good to see you. And I had a good Braves stream last night. Braves won against the Padres. The Big Bear with a big homer last night. 2 homers for the Big Bear last night, so we had fun doing that. I figured out the cameras for the Xfinity race on the Go CeeLo. Which ones are they? Let me see.
Today's schedule continues on with Victory Lane Review Chicago from
all right, let me see. Who do you think is going to get the pole? We've watched both groups practice. Who do you think is going to get the pole for this race?
NTT IndyCar Series at Iowa. That's on NBC.
I'm going to go Ty Gibbs.
Kim.
On the pole.
Literally having to pull William Byron away from the
Ty
data,
Gibbs
top
for
of
the
board
pole.
For Group A in
I'm going Toyota all the way. Here's William Byron.
For a run at the pole here this afternoon.
Yeah, I think a run at the pole is definitely something we can go for today. Just trying to work the tide out of our car. Turn 3 seems like it has a lot less grip this year, so just trying to figure that out and sort out what we need there. But overall, happy with the Raptor Chevy. Happy with our preparation, all the work by the guys. They did a good job coming here and having something that we can work with. So just it's such a strategy race, execution, restarts. So. We just got to put all that together tomorrow, but today's all about qualifying, trying to put 3 good corners together.
As we look at tomorrow, track position is everything here. How hard is it to overcome a mistake at Pocono?
Yeah, I mean, mistakes are tough for sure, but just trying to manage traffic and, pick off a couple guys at a time, it might take you the whole run. So just trying to make pace when you get clean air and trying to, have enough pace on your side. And usually that can kind of position you differently based on when guys peel off and you run long, or if you run short and get clean air. So it's just really a strategy race and trying to make the most lap time you can.
Well, William had pace in practice. We'll see what he does here in qualifying.
Right, William Byron doing double duty.
Talking
He is
about
going to
the car just
be
wouldn't turn.
doing the
Similar
Xfinity
to
race.
his
He's in that
teammate.
17 Hendrick
Kyle Larson said the same thing. He was
Chevrolet
struggling
in
to
the
get his
Xfinity
car
race
turned,
today.
pointed in the right
And he
direction.
was fast in practice and
Fastest
qualifying
laps.
as well.
You see which group they
B.
came out of. Looks like
So
B
Tyler
had a
Reddick,
little
Martin
better
Truex Jr., William
time
Byron,
on
Bubba
track
Wallace, Michael
than that
McDowell,
second
Ty
group that
Gibbs,
went out
Austin
there.
Cindric, Kyle Larson, Daniel Suarez, and
Tyler
Carson
Reddick, Martin
Hocevar
Truex
were
Jr.
the
as
fastest in practice
Those two Toyotas
combined.
looking very strong in the practice session.
All right.
With a walk,
So big
that's a bad.
change for me at Pocono this weekend is we're not going to be qualifying back
bad.
to the original start-finish line. So
The
we're going to use an
D-backs.
alternate start-finish line. We see this all the time at the road courses.
Thanks for
so
the
this
likes,
is
Scout.
nothing
Keep on
new.
going. We'll see if we
But
get to
it is new here at
150 on the
Pocono. It's
likes now.
between
150 on the
second
likes.
corner of the tunnel and the third corner. So this is the normal start-finish line on the front stretch. And why I think that matters is
Only
because
one driver
the
beat out
alt-start
William
finish
Byron
line
in Xfinity
being
practice.
After the tunnel corner, I think moves what I thought was the priority being turn
Well,
3.
Barry
because you
does
gotta
good
get through
driving the
turn 3
Harvick
really,
car.
really good
We'll
to
see.
come to the green flag,
C64.
and then get through turn 3 to come to the checkered. Well, now that the alt-start finish line is right after the tunnel corner, you can't cruise through there anymore. You're going to have to go through the tunnel at full speed to carry speed to the line, and then you're going to have to run your lap. And so I really think turn 2
All right, here we go.
the most
The
important
dinger.
corner when it comes to qualifying.
And the reason you
Any
have the
16
alternate start finish
fans?
line is just to speed things up. It's the same for everybody. Previously,
I think it's
AJ
AJ.
Allmendinger would come all the way around the racetrack, take the start-finish line. That's where the lap would start. Then he'd have to go all the way back around the racetrack to
dinger.
come down pit road.
All right.
It didn't allow NASCAR to send
Well,
the
that's
next
Suarez.
car as quickly. Now he's taking essentially the green flag right now. He's on the clock.
So you got
And
Dinger and
when
the
he comes
Priest
back around and takes his checker
on the track at the same time.
Start-finish line. He'll better come right down the pit road, and it's just speeds everything up.
It sounds silly, but I would make sure I remind my driver.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just
Will it
you've
be
done it here
hard to
forever
beat
a
today in the
certain way.
race?
Maybe
We'll
you
see.
kinda, I don't want to say lackadaisical, but you go through
What
turn
is
2
it?
kind of
Walk
feeling everything
about,
out.
walk
You
over.
don't really have that option anymore.
Doesn't sound
A
silly
walk-
to me.
a walk-
I would
walk off.
100% want to be reminded.
This is also on the clock now as well, so there are two cars on the track.
Ryan Priest and AJ Allmendinger both
speed
on
in
the
that
track
first
at the same
practice.
time qualifying.
Kind of mid-pack.
Front row Joey,
Teammate
Jamie.
Hemrick right there with him.
So back to what we were saying, the alt-start finish line is basically right there. You know, so it's not on the front stretch like normal. That's where the 16 now going through turn 2 on your bottom left onto the straightaway, and when he crosses that yellow line, which I think is
Walk
calibrated
off.
pretty impressively for telestrator situation.
They didn't shoot from the blue
Sorry
line.
about your shoulder being sore there. You're
Man,
tapping
anyway,
yourself on
hey, listen,
your
I
back.
All
got
right,
something
Dinger
lost
running a
stuff. If I get something right, I gotta take
53.76. Let's see what
All right,
Ryan
so
Priest can do.
53.76 for Allmendinger. 53.49 was fast in practice.
See what sort of lap Priest has going right here.
That gets some old cars out there quicker.
Sign of
Yep.
defense gives you an idea.
It's a big track, 2.5 miles.
Yeah, really far off. 50.
Normally, super speedways, they don't do this.
Okay, that tells you why. And that's the other thing. When we talk about, you know, challenges of Pocono, the other thing with the long straightaways, if you have a moment, you pay the penalty forever. I mean, that
John
straightaway
Hunter
can't end
Nemechek.
soon enough because you know you're losing
Ryan
time
Priest
the
there
whole
in
way down
P2.
that straightaway. Now the counter is
He missed it. Missed the
What's
tunnel
up,
there.
Karen, as well? I saw you say hey.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Harrison Burton also out on track.
Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 150 on the likes.
Nemechek finishing up his lap.
He's just.
he's
We
in
have to get
turn
used
one.
to it as
What's
well.
up,
He's
Chris
in
D?
turn
Good to
one.
see
he's
you.
in
Go
turn one.
34.
He's in turn 1, coming down the back straightaway.
He's going to exit one right now, go to the tunnel.
So
approaching
Nemechek
the
and
tunnel.
Harrison Burton are on the track now.
Harrison's
and
on the front
Harrison's on the
straightaway.
front straightaway on
Only
his
be
lap.
taking the checkered right, the green right
You
now.
right, Dallas? Right?
But he's already been on the clock, as we mentioned, the alternate start-finish line between turns 2 and 3. And this is where Nemechek's coming to that line to get his time.
And Harrison gained time into one, lost time through the middle, kind of got it to stop losing, so made a decent exit. See it slowly trickling, but we're talking thousandths of a second. That's very small. We'll see if we can get it trending back the right direction. Well, he did not give it up on entry. Big charge into the corner.
It is genetic.
Kept his foot in. What do you mean? because he went to the top of the chart? That's
No,
what you would always do?
Driving in too deep. I was good at that. I like to carry a lot of speed on course.
53.71. Harrison Burton is now the fastest.
Harrison Burton, look at him.
Briscoe come out onto the track. And into the wall there a bit for
Ooh,
LaJoy.
LaJoy hit the wall.
Pulls it in to check the damage. I would say by the looks of the time, he did not get out of the gas.
It shows you the importance of trying to get up to speed, right? I mean, here he is coming to essentially take his green flag, and he knows he's got to be up to speed. Last year, he wouldn't have taken off till right there when he's hitting the wall. Looks like a good turn one, though, making up time. Now going the wrong way a little bit.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe coming out of that flat turn 3 in the upper right of your screen.
Remember, Tim Ridgen was the best at Pocono.
The lap around here
Typical
is
LaJoy doing
intense.
LaJoy
A qualifying lap here
things.
requires every bit of your commitment.
Hey, do you think
Every-
Childress
you
is going to
gotta go
help
to the
him
throttle when
next
you really
year
don't want
in that
to. You
7
have to
car?
trust that the race car is going to stick.
Think
If it
Rodney
doesn't,
Childress helped
you're going
him?
to spin or you're going to hit something.
Yankees hit Baltimore player in the helmet last night. Yeah, I saw that, the brawl finally.
And catching up with Ryan Blaney down here as he's watching our screen during these qualifying laps. We talk about this place having 3 very different corners. As a driver, what can you do if you don't have the car you need to try and connect those corners?
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to be like super happy with your whole lap. I've always said this place is just kind of like a compromising, you know, where do you want to be good? Where do you want to be maybe a little bit weaker? And kind of a perfect example in practice, I thought turns 1 and 3 were really good for us. In the tunnel, I was
Dustin
really
Haley
bad.
out
So
there.
like, all right,
Here's Ryan
I
Blaney.
wanna stay
You
good
see
on
those
two
12s.
corners, but I need to get the tunnel a little better. So, like, are you willing to give up in other places to compromise? So, hopefully it's decent. I was really happy with the speed in our Wabash Ford Mustang. Just got to get a little bit more comfortable to drive. So hopefully we can lay down a big lap. I talk about commitment, you know, at these places. They're super committed. I mean, into turn 1 is one thing, but I feel like the most committed corner is like the tunnel. How brave are you in the tunnel? It's super bumpy down there. You can see it on TV, cars moving around and bouncing and hitting blocks and limiters. And as a driver, it's not good feeling. So I'm proud of the effort by our camp and Team Penske right now. Just hopefully we can keep it going.
Ryan Blaney, this place holds a special place to Ryan. Got his first career Cup Series win right here at Pocono.
See the damage to the 7. They're checking it out right now.
So Logano on the
They'll be able
track.
to take that
Ryan
tire off and look at the
Priest,
toe link and decide what
7th
they need to
fastest.
do.
Harrison
Joe
Burton
Logano
still
on a
on
really good lap
P1.
right here, Jeff.
Yeah, the 22 car in practice, he didn't show a ton of speed. He was only 13th fastest, but as practice went
Logano
on,
is
this
on the
car
track.
got fast. They made the right
Those
changes to it to make the car
22s.
better. And you're
Let me
seeing
see
it here
those
in qualifying.
22s.
This is the part Blaney talked about taking full commitment. You can see the back of the car moving all over the racetrack. That'll go to P1.
P1, 53.42.
He won,
Again,
man.
there are 2 rounds of qualifying, and so we are comparing to 5th because 5 from each group will advance to that final round. Here comes Kyle Larson. Again, he spun in
All
practice.
right, here's Larson now.
Coming off of turn 2. Now he's on the green.
He
This is
spun
what I
in
love
practice. Didn't hit
race
the
car
wall, though.
drivers and athletes.
It
is
won't
you have
last
to
for
put that
long.
behind you. Like you can't drive into the tunnel worried about what happened the last time you went through there. You have to have a short memory. You learn, but then you just have to go forward.
You did,
and
Jamie.
If
You
you're going to
did.
qualify and make the top 5, which is the goal here, it's going to be full send. You cannot get in there easy and kind of sort of be committed to it. You have to be 100% committed to it. And you can see this lap he's got going. If he's able to get full commitment, which he will, no doubt, if it'll stick, he's got a good chance to be P1.
See what Larson can do here.
Trying to be top 5. Through the tunnel turn there and loses just a little bit of that momentum that he had. And 2nd fastest for Larson.
We are comparing to LaJoy, and I'll tell you, LaJoy must have got through the tunnel pretty good because
Check Joey's gloves.
this was earlier. The 5
Jimmy,
cars spinning out. hitting
remember
the apron.
that? Remember that? That was funny.
You know, maybe he was just a little timid because of this.
He had that
Maybe
web
he's like,
in his
you know,
hand. He was like,
Last time I was here, I was backwards.
I told him.
Short member.
Hide those tires.
Larson ain't got
Can't show
nothing
those
for
fast
Joey,
cars.
Jamie says.
Logano is fastest
Never
so
mind.
far.
Joey Logano ruins everything.
And we'll continue when we return.
All right, so Larson, P2. Logano's still on P1. So, as the rest of the remaining drivers here, we have, who do you think will stay? The ones that are in the top 5 right now. Not Logano, not Larson. Actually, whatever. Who do you think in the 5 right now? We got the second half of the drivers to go, the next 8 to go. Will all of them be in the top 5? Will 1 or 2? Or who will be in the top 5? Or none? Who will be in the top 5 here after you look at the rest of the list that's coming up to qualify in Group A qualifying? Do you think this 5 here will be in the top 5 at all? Lloyd says none. Possibly Larson and Logano. I don't know. So maybe 3 of those 8 drivers are going to get in the top 5. Burton on up. Probably first and second make top 5. 21, 16, and the 21 will have to go. 21, 16 will have to go. Byron second in practice. Yes, Zach, he is. He was fast. So 2 max, Jace says. Leaf says the 14. Leaf says 21, 16, and the 14 will be out. I think Denny will qualify good here. He's good here. Davey says yes. This is the Pocono Denny Hamlin Tricky Triangle Raceway. If you guys didn't know, they renamed it after last year's victory. It's called the Pocono Denny Hamlin Tricky Triangle Raceway. Hoping the 21 stays up there, James says. Hoping the 21, Burton. It would be nice to see him start get him in the round 2, at least in the top 10. Of course, William Byron will be there. So if you think Joey Logano and Larson stay in there, so that's 3 spots. So you say Hamlin, Byron, and maybe Blaney. Hamlin, Byron, Blaney, and Logano, Larson. At least in qualifying, the 11 and the 5 will not be on the track together. That's right. That's right. That's why I say why Larson spun. He saw Denny ahead of him. He was like, Denny. He haunts me wherever I go. David's, what's going on? Good to see you. Jay says Denny, Byron, Logano, Larson, Cindric. Ooh, look at him.
Areas just inside of Victory Lane and the area
160 mile an hour or go to the garage. That's right, Jimmy.
Finish line here.
169 mile an hour and go to the garage.
Vantage point that they can see onto pit road, and right there at the start finish line.
Oh yeah,
So
right.
many great
168.
improvements
Yes.
to Pocono Raceway.
Larson and Blaney will be in the front row.
Everything trying to make the fan experience better. Heard Nick Dolsky yesterday on the radio talking about a sellout, a very possible sellout happening here. They had under 1,000 tickets to go. I think yesterday he thought that they probably would sell those by last night or even this
All right, here we go.
Blew my mind, Rick.
Cindric, let me see those 2s.
Oh,
Bobby Allison was good here until he wasn't. They don't call it Tricky Triangle for nothing.
Sold out for a long time.
I was going to say, riding through the infield, I don't think there's any available.
It's fun here. They have a great playground for kids. They have a dog park. They have all kinds of things going on here. It is a good time, and you can see people kind of plan their summer vacation around it. A lot of families. This is a good time.
All right, Cindric was fast in practice. We'll see what he can do. He was faster than Logano and Blaney in practice. So
on top of their fuel mileage, Austin Cindric,
Denny Blaney, Byron Keselowski, Busch.
St. Louis, where he was able to win when his teammate ran out of gas. Ryan Blaney.
Keep hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 150 on the likes. We're at 138. If you haven't hit it, we're 428 in here.
To the green, he was in the
Somebody hasn't hit that like button yet. We could have 400 likes. Boom, just like that. If everybody hit the like button.
He got into 3 and got
Keep hitting that subscribe as well.
Just didn't stick quite like he wanted it to.
Or 17K at the end of the weekend is what our goal is.
Make this part of the racetrack better. Yeah, there
Charles says 11 on the pole.
Very fast in practice.
Down Long Pond straightaway for Austin Cindric, and he's working into the green. Again, we're comparing to Chase Briscoe in 5th. Tunnel turn, and it looks like though he's going to hang on to that speed.
Really good tunnel.
Third fastest for Cindric at a 67.
Third fastest for Cindric.
All right.
To finish up his lap.
11.5 on the front row. Well, that's not going to happen. That can't happen, Charles. But that would be nice. Or them side by side somewhere.
Early gas. Oh, got tight.
Ooh.
Didn't hurt him much, though.
Kozlowski got tight there.
That was, when we talk about commitment, that was it. Like, he drove it in there, and he's like, I got to go to the throttle. I got to build speed. And when he did, it's...
And that's Chris Buescher. Third fastest for Chris Buescher.
I would imagine tight.
I saw the build submarines. All right, Denny. Show him how it's done, baby.
He did what he had to do and got a good lap out of it.
Does it matter where Denny Hamlin starts at this racetrack? Well, I mean, it's obviously advantageous to start toward the front.
Let me see my 11s represent.
History would say
Represent those 11s, baby. Let's go. Denny Mavis brakes, baby.
He's also found the door of the 5 of Kyle Larson here.
Oh, yeah.
Has gone through the list.
He's ruffled a few feathers. The crowd let him know it.
Thanks, Anthony.
Last time he won here, you see him holding up 7
Smash
fingers.
that
He's
like.
won here
Don't
7
cost
times.
a thing. It's free.
Look at this lap right here by Hamlin.
That's right, Curtis.
I mean, this is as compared to everybody else, could be a really big lap.
Thank you, sir.
And the Denny Hamlin today versus 10 years ago, he loves it. He loves that controversy. 10 years ago, he didn't want any part of it.
See those
And I think
11s.
that controversy would have
Thank
hurt
you, David.
him. But you can see being in the
Come
middle
on,
of
baby.
it.
Top of the order. Let's go.
He's embraced
P1. We want
What a
P1.
lap by
Yeah.
Awesome.
Go.
P19.
And his car over the tunnel was balance was
He
enough that
won.
he could turn in a little later, go straight over those bumps. While the car still moved around, it looked so much more comfortable than other cars we've seen.
7-time winner, most of all time at Pocono.
Kozlowski shipped it down in there, gained up a lot of
He
time.
knows how
into
to
the
run a
tunnel.
Pocono,
Made
baby.
it work.
11 all
He kind
day.
of did the opposite of his teammate. He drove in the corner deep, carried speed to it. Buescher kind of doesn't get out of gas early, but
All
a
right,
little bit, but then
Kozlowski.
tried to go to the throttle really quickly. And both, by the way,
P4. So
one ran
Chris
a
Buescher
60,
and
one ran a
Kozlowski about the
64.
same.
You know, not much difference.
Yeah, over 2.5 miles.
53.603 for Kezlowski, 53.645 for Buescher.
And Kyle Busch.
Joey will get it
next
back
two
in
that
the next
will take
round.
on Pocono.
Daniel Suarez.
Suarez, I like tracking that way. Looks like he gave up the entry to 3 a little bit, got to the gas nice and early, and he's going to pay dividends.
Hitting that subscribe as well. Hit that like button. We're trying to get to 200 likes now that we're at 150. 200 likes is our new goal.
Doesn't carry as much speed into the corner as Buescher did. And then he's going to lose a lot of it coming off of the turn as well.
Denny's so good. Here at this track he is.
Busch in the upper
What a weekend to
right.
debut the new hat.
Suarez lower left. Busch stays in the green as he heads
Just
down to
saying,
turn 1.
21, 16, and the
Suarez
14 are out.
pretty close.
Yeah, Leaf, you're
I thought
right.
Suarez was in trouble. I thought he missed the tunnel.
You
turn.
got that one on the mark,
Kind of in the
Leaf.
second lane, but he made it work. I think he left something on the table though.
Rowdy,
The 8 was talking
Rowdy
about a potential
friends.
steering issue
He's
in
on the track.
practice. Doesn't look like
Rowdy
he's holding him back
friends.
dramatically here. Talk a lot about starting position. I think just a little bit of momentum. Qualifying good for the 8 car would just be a shot in the arm. Just
Bro,
have something
Jake,
go their way.
it's impossible for Kyle to go
Mentally,
winless. Yeah, he's got to get one,
Not
man.
the speed.
Yeah, he's,
across the
hey,
tunnel,
he's
really.
good here
Give it all
too.
back.
He
It's
won
gonna
in the
qualify
truck
now.
race like 7 of the last 8 times.
Over a
Rowdy.
year ago for Kyle Busch, winning at St. Louis, Worldwide Technology Raceway. And now he's in jeopardy of the longest win streak in the history of NASCAR at 19 years.
So Kyle Busch,
That coming
P9.
to an end potentially in 2024, as we see Blaney is in the green on his lap.
It's impossible
good.
until it isn't.
Turn
You already
3.
know. Clifford,
You can see already
you already know.
2/10 better than Suarez.
All right, Willie B.
Fifth. Let's see if Blaney can make it work down here.
See those Willie B's in the
Looks
chat.
good.
We were
Willie
wondering
B's
if
in the
Larson's
chat.
53.44 was going to hold up and keep him inside that top 5. It could be in jeopardy with these two drivers, at least knocking him down to the 5th
you're
spot
right.
potentially.
Well, Byron is
12 and the 24.
better than Blaney
Jake
was at this point
says.
on the racetrack.
So the second that he crosses the stripe, Blaney is second fastest. Now that comparison is to Keselowski, and Byron is a half a second faster than Keselowski. This could challenge for the fastest lap.
Byron's fast, man. Shane says, look old, 21.
Looked really
Blaney up
good
to
through
P2.
2. And he's getting faster as he exits 2 and across the stripe. It is William Byron who is the fastest.
Willie
Now,
B.
It all comes
Picks
down
up
to
where he
Alex
left off
Bowman,
in practice.
last week's winner. If it will be Bowman or Larson that is in.
All right.
the
Who's
top
it going to
5
be?
from this
Is it going to
first
be
group.
all Chevrolet on the front row?
The only car on the racetrack. We're going to be able to really
All
focus
Hendrick
on this 48 lap. Taking
on the
green
front row?
right here, the alternate start finish. Obviously got a
I
good
think
run
Denny
through
or
the
Martin
tunnel
Truex
versus
Jr. wins
Larson.
tomorrow.
Tracking in the green. Can he get off?
Denny
turn
can't win.
three,
I
though?
want
Can he
Martin
carry the
Truex
momentum?
for sure.
Oh,
Billy
Jeff,
Bowles
he
dropping
does.
those 24s.
That was a really nice corner out of the 48.
What you wonder is, does he know it? I know that sounds crazy,
Right.
but like for a driver, you're like, I think I got through there really good. A big lap right here if he can make it work all the way around the
Palby
racetrack.
selling.
And now I wish you did know it. Right now it's like, hey, I just need to know
Last
can he
week's
come where
winner,
he can run
Bowman.
again, because this is going to be
See what he's
faster than
got.
Byron if he can continue the trend down in the 52s. Can he get across the tunnel?
I think for Alex Bowman, that win last week, if he could knock Byron off of the top spot so far in Group A.
Well, this
that
round
means
still have
more
another round of group
than just
qualifying.
doing
Yep.
It means I'm a Hendrick
This
and
is
I'm
just
the
Group
fastest
A,
guy
y'all.
here.
There's a big discrepancy between 1st and 5th as
And
well.
Bowman, look at
10th and
that.
2nd.
Look at that. So, Bowman, Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Logano. Logano survives the 5. Didn't see that one coming. I did not see that coming. But, wow. Alex Bowman. Like he's reborn after a big win last week. So, Harrison Burton 11th there, Shane. It was a shame with SVG last week. At this point, I'm going for Reddick, Ronnie says. So we'll see. So there is your top 5. They'll move on to the round 2. And 6 through 18 will be on your inside line for tomorrow's All-American Great Getaway 400 on Sunday. We'll be bringing that live flag-to-flag coverage for you guys. And now we are in Group B qualifying. Group B qualifying. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button for us. We bring you all NASCAR coverage every weekend right here on our channel as best as we can when it's able. So next week we'll be at Indianapolis for all the festivities. Truck Series is going to be on the off-site of Indianapolis for the truck race on Friday night. We'll be bringing that to you live. Saturday, same thing, cup practice. The Indianapolis Oval is back. The boys will be back at the Brickyard for the first time in a while. So make sure you guys are here for that. We'll be bringing you the Xfinity race next weekend. And then Sunday, the big race. And then best qualifying and race live anywhere. Thank you, Jamie. And then after that, NASCAR, full NASCAR off for 2 weeks because of the Olympics. So we won't be doing anything for 2 weeks for NASCAR. So we're going to take a little break. The boys, the NASCAR Cup Series boys have been going since the Busch Clash. They haven't stopped. So they are deserving a break. Xfinity and the truck have had their weekends off, but NASCAR Cup Series has not had a week on off yet since Daytona. So looking forward to a 2-week break for us, and we'll be back at Richmond right after that in August. We don't know where anyone will start yet. It's still up in the air. Yeah, so this is Group B qualifying, and then let's get to that 200, y'all. Almost there. Hit that like button for us. Hit the subscribe as well. 16,777. If we can get to 16,000 800 possibly before this is over. I don't know. We'll see if we can get 30 more subscribers. We'll see if we can get that. But weather is not looking good for tomorrow afternoon. This may run into Monday. I thought it was good for tomorrow. I thought they were just fine after today. Unless they've moved it till tomorrow
Until
now.
a week ago, breaking the 80-race winless streak, winning in the streets of Chicago.
You heard after the race on Sunday, he started talking about that concussion, and he almost choked up. How hard it was.
Tomorrow's Sunday,
that.
sunny,
And
84 degrees in Pocono.
We see athletes
So I don't know.
in every field of sports.
All right,
They
Justin
walk off the
Haley.
field and we're like,
Or no,
hey,
Cody
they're
Ware.
okay.
I looked at that
Right? They're
15
back
I
in the
saw.
car, they're okay.
Thank you for
But we
subscribing,
don't go home
Abby.
with them and
Thank you
realize
so
what
much.
they're really going through. And the injuries he had were
Any more
big,
road
and they
courses
were-
left?
they greatly
Watkins
affected
Glen
him, obviously. And
for the playoffs.
to overcome those
Aussie.
with the
And your
pressure
boy will
of
be
being
running
the
that
driver
one.
at Hendrick Motorsports, you can see how much of it took. And I think with that weight off his shoulders, I think he becomes
Yeah, Sunday,
race car
sunny
driver
and
and a more
sunny.
dangerous
Oh, there's a
competitor on the
17%
racetrack.
chance of rain. But we know how that
We
does.
saw just how important it is to get to victory lane. You're racing against the best.
So
week in,
Cody
week
Ware
out. We see
and then
Cody
Josh
Ware
Berry.
put
I don't
up
know
a
what's
lap
up with JJ Yaley.
54.19. Josh Berry.
So I think we need racing and Olympics. They're
This lap for
breakdancing
Josh
now.
Berry, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, right.
53.24.
The only
That would've
road
been
course in the Xfinity
fourth
race
quick in the
playoff
first
is the
group in the A
Roval.
group. So remember, they're basically qualifying within their group.
Oh, the
right? A is
Xfinity
the
series.
outside line,
Okay,
B
I'm
is the
sorry. Yeah,
inside
the
line.
Roval.
If you're fortunate enough to make the top 5, in
They're
either
not at
group, you're
Watkins
running
Glen?
into the second round. But at 53.24 from Josh Berry being only the second car out, so that's a pretty high mark.
Raining overseas there, down
Jerry
under.
Jones in the 43.
Josh Berry at the top here.
The King and the Petty family right now in England. Going to be racing up the driveway. Goodwood.
I called a friend of mine the
Glenn
other day,
is
and Kyle
second
Petty answered
to
his
last.
phone.
Your regular. Okay, got it.
Which friend did you
from
call?
from England. Yeah,
From England?
it's-
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you all that, but Eric Jones this week, he won a super late model race. Went late model racing, loves doing it. He's really good at it too, by the way. This team's struggling some this year. Toyota transition. It's going
Very.
to take them a little while to
And
truly
he was at the
understand
top of the
how to
order of
use
the
all the
Xfinity
Toyota
practice
resources. I don't-
for a while.
I hope there's not
In
panic
that
over there. I
15.
know-
He's in the 15 today
I know it's been a challenge, but
for the
they're gonna
Xfinity
be
race.
just
So
fine given time.
maybe it is the car. That's good.
Eric Jones, second fastest at a 53.7.
JJ Yaley did not run. All right.
Zane Smith.
Zane Smith. He's had a fast car the last 2 weeks in a row.
Barry, but again, we're comparing to the fastest
You
lap.
think he will? Back-to-back races?
Want to be in the top 5 at the end of this session, so you'll be able to fight for the pole in the second round.
It took a 53.40 in the first session
Zane
to advance.
Smith.
That's a 53.50 right
Eric
there.
Jones,
So for Smith,
P3.
it's going to be really close. I don't think it'll hold up in the top 5.
Joey at
Smith's
first
teammate
and
right
now
here,
fifth. What the heck?
77, Carson
This is
Hocevar.
not.
Carson was 10th
This
fastest in
is.
practice.
Yeah, that's what
This
happens.
guy's got firepower.
It's
He's
okay.
fun to talk to,
Pocono
he's fun to
rains
be
nearly every
around,
day
always
with these
smiling,
hot days. Yep.
joking.
So it's
But,
15% chance.
You know,
We'll
I
see.
think there's some maturity that probably has to.
Problem is,
or
it's a 2.5
experience that we have to
2 mile
see
track,
to get
so
some
it
of the
takes a while
finishes
to
they're looking
dry.
for out of the 77, but it's not the go pedal. I mean, this young man could put great laps down. He's very aggressive on the restarts.
Is having
Zane Smith,
Rodney
P2.
Childers come over and be a part of that organization, could that make the maturing effort, I guess, go a little easier for him?
Well, it doesn't hurt. I think sometimes there's no substitution for just time. You know, this Hocevar doesn't have a ton of races. Remember, he kind of just jumped right from trucks right to the cup level. So I just think it's time, and I think that's what you're looking for is a company like Spire. Will they commit to him? Will they stick behind him in these learning things? Because I think he will pay dividends back as he jumps third on the board right behind his teammate Smith. This is a little bit, this guy right here. I thought was the
Truex
best
looking
car.
weird in that Interstate Batteries
I thought he could fire
Toyota,
off
the
speed,
green,
great
all
long-run
green
speed.
for
And he was, and to your point, he was
Truex.
third fastest.
Interstate Batteries.
We're still comparing to the fastest
3
lap
rookies,
of
1, 2,
Barry.
3.
This will be the 6th car that will have
The question
taken
is,
time,
will it hold
and
up?
Truex Jr. goes to second fastest at a 53.34. So under that
Truex
number that you had
Jr.
mentioned,
ruins that 1, 2, 3.
53.40 advanced out of Group
P2.
A, but already in the first 6 cars, we have.
All right, Christopher Bell.
cars
Let's see what he
already
can
under
do.
that
Here goes another
I got a
Toyota.
little concern. This
He could
group
win here
overall
this
might have
weekend.
just
He's been
more speed.
fast. 4 weekends in a row.
Christopher Bell on track.
Yeah, Josh Berry
Bell, a
is in there
three-time
with
winner
Haley
already
Deegan today.
in
Let me see
2024.
those 20s. Any Christopher
Now
Bell
we're comparing to
fans?
fifth, which is
Haven't
a bit
seen old
surprising. We're not
Wolfgang in a
seeing more
while.
green out of that 20 of Bell.
Hope he's okay. Let me
You
see
wonder
those
if
20s.
track conditions are getting worse. As the
Keeping that
sun's
like
out,
button almost to 200
getting warmer.
likes.
All right. Then he's going to roll through
Not in turn one.
and say, well, not that.
Picked up a lot in turn 1 and continues to move the right direction as he gets ready to go into turn 2, the tunnel turn.
Truex Jr. is plus 125
like you
between
mentioned,
Suarez
Truex is
and
time good
himself.
enough. Well, Bell's kind of really the benchmark, right? If he
Or no,
beats
from the
Truex,
cut line.
then you
Sorry
start
about
to get
that.
worried if you're
So
the
he's
19. If he's
pretty
behind
good
Truex,
right now.
then you start to feel better, and he is. He's 2 spots behind. So now
Christopher
Truex is 34,
Bell,
looks better and
4th
better. Not
fastest
sure
for
about
Christopher
Bell's
Bell.
55.
Austin Dillon. We had mentioned RCR and trying to find something and change things that will.
Guy has so much sponsorship on the 54. He loans them out to the 11, the 19, and the 20.
Close for Dillon, but just outside that.
Is
top
that what he
5
does?
53.67.
I was just way too tight off of freaking 3. Thought I did everything else decent.
And the problem
Tight
with
in
being
turn
tight off of
3.
3 is it leads to
Eric Church, I don't know if you saw, they had a commercial. All the
a
drivers had
straightaway
the
that is
same
one of the
paint
very
scheme
longest
on
in
their
all of
cars, and they all had the same
NASCAR,
suit on.
and that
All of
just
them are
kills
running
that
that
straightaway speed.
Interstate Batteries sponsorship this year. Love to see Martin Truex win, but I think McDowell's good here. Just
Here's
maybe
Daniel
the
Hemrick
dark
in the
horse.
31.
And he qualifies good
That one
too
looked
as
tight
well.
Like he picked up the throttle and it went up the track. He couldn't stay committed to the throttle, and you see what happens. Just a small correction on the gas. You can see him coming to the green over those bumps.
No Cup drivers allowed in
And a lot has to
playoffs
do with
for
how you
Xfinity.
approach them. Like the cars that are really good have a little bit more of an open entry, a little bit later entry, and they just look like they glide over the bumps. Now I'm just not sure they feel that way, but visually they.
Here's
definitely
Daniel
go.
Hemrick. Christie's going for McDowell.
Comparing to Hocevar, who's 5th. Hemrick about 0.3 of a second off. And Hocevar will finish, or excuse
Almost
me,
to 200
Hemrick will
likes.
finish up his lap. Hocevar still comfortably
Hocevar still in the top
5.
5. All right, so out of the top 5 we have here, who do you have going out of this top 5? I say Josh Berry and Martin Truex survive. I don't know. It's a weird one. You got Yaley's not going to qualify. Gregson, no. Chastain, no. McDowell, yes. Maybe Chase. So maybe room for 2 more. So maybe Christopher Bell in there. I don't know. Zane Smith, Christopher Bell, Carson Hocevar. 2 survive from this group. So Barry and Truex.
All right.
I think it'll be Barry and Truex. Maybe Christopher Bell and P4. And that Toyota. Tyler, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you.
You're awesome.
Thank you guys so much for all the love here. I think Bell needs a win, to be honest. He's been fast. I mean, he won in New Hampshire. 54, 45. Now, oh, I forgot about Tyler Reddick.
Right.
Oh, I have one less? Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. Now, okay, I take that back. I forgot. So Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, yes. 2, maybe McDowell. So maybe. So Zane Smith, Christopher Bell will probably be out of it. Yeah, I forgot about Tyler Reddick and Ty Gibbs. They were hiding underneath the sports ticker. Reddick will be up there for sure. Tyler Reddick for sure. So Reddick, Gibbs. Chase didn't really run good. So I think maybe Chase could get some speed here in this qualifying run. But Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Barry, Truex, maybe Chase. When is Dover? I have to look that up. No, Dover's only one race, I think, this year. Dover's only one race. Probably Gibbs too. Probably. So we're one subscriber away from 16,780. And then if we could get to 900 by tomorrow, before tomorrow, we might have a chance of doing it.
He runs the 5.
There's 420 people, and I'm the only one commenting. There's plenty of people commenting. There's a lot of Ninja watchers out there just watching. I think Chase Elliott to be in that top 5. I think so as well. Chase Elliott, Gibbs, and Reddick. So maybe Christopher. I don't think Christopher Bell might make maybe make the cut to 5. So go Reddick, Tracy says. We'll see what happens. Thank you for subscribing,
awesome.
CeeLo Emergency. Appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever.
CeeLo, I'm going to Pocono tomorrow, so I can't tune in the show. Hey, report from the track, Snack Attack. I know the signal sucks there, but report from the track. We like to hear people talk to us from the track.
Now we're seeing Noah Gregson in the
Let us know what's going on, where you're sitting, all that stuff.
Motorsports next year.
Other Hendrick cars were fast, so the 9 should have a good chance.
And we see Ross Chastain also.
All right, here is
on the clock.
The Watermelon Man. Let me see those ones in the chat for the Watermelon Man.
Way up the track on entry. And look, he's going to give back every ounce of that gain or advantage he had.
Chastain.
That's 4, 5, 10. That's a half
Somebody
a second
Chastain him.
in turn 1 from the entry of 1 all the way over to the tunnel. Can he try to get it back across the tunnel? He's going to get some back,
Dropping
but I just
those
don't think he can get it
watermelon.
all. I mean, all in turn 1. He was well.
11's on top.
Two,
We'll see.
2.5, 3
Justin,
tenths of a
they
second
get
clear
another
getting
round to
into
go
turn
after
1 and had a
this.
big
Bubba
hole.
Reddick
Him.
Gibbs all getting in the top 5. Jace was
All
going
right,
to get
catch up
Bubba
with
in the
Josh
top
Berry. We're
5.
looking at the board right now. Top of the board for Group B.
You're sitting in row 19 of section
Yeah, I felt good.
227.
I think,
Nice.
I felt good in practice. We
There's
built
Josh
too tight,
Berry.
over the longer run, so Rodney made some good adjustments there, and it seemed to work for qualifying trim. So I love this track. I don't know why. It's been so much fun coming here in our Xfinity cars and now in the Cup car. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see what we can do. It looks like I feel good about making the second round, hopefully, and then we'll get to run again.
Josh Berry playing double duty this weekend will run the number 15 entrant in today's Xfinity race.
A lot of track time for Josh Berry, who will be with Wood Brothers Racing next season. That announcement coming a couple weeks back. As we see the 34 of McDowell, he's in the red. So is Chase Elliott.
McDowell just looks tight. He get to the middle of the corner, got to the middle of 3, then lost time on exit. Middle of 1, lost time
Can
on
Cobblers
exit.
get some good luck this weekend? We'll see. Not starting out so far.
Drives your car the tightest.
Justin says he loves being a Denny fan. Me too.
Is here. Can he adapt and make the car turn? Does a nice job.
There's Chase on the track.
The damage was already done.
Not enough for McDowell as he's 8th fastest.
Wow, McDowell surprising on
Chase
that
Elliott
one. P8
in the green. Will he hang on to that? 23 1/1000ths of a second in the green. Through the tunnel turn, and looks like he's going to pick up a little bit.
Logano to win.
That
We'll
was a very
see.
nice corner, kind of swept in there, handled the bumps, runs a 55. That'll put Bell on the bubble.
Elliott P4. You guys called it. I'm in the record at turn 1. Hopefully we don't see any action today.
Smith still standing in 3rd. Truex
Awesome.
in front, Elliott behind. See what the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Don't forget to sit in the AC the whole day.
5
It's
still to
non-caution free.
In this session, Stenhouse Jr.
Make sure Josh Berry gets Wood
Gilliland,
Brothers 100. We'll
Bubba
see.
Wallace,
This
Gibbs,
car
and
here
Reddick
of
are the only ones still to qualify
Stenhouse,
out of this group.
cream colored car, looks pretty
Ricky
cool.
Stenhouse Jr.
It's a brightly colored car. I have a hard time seeing the number on it, though. It's
Yeah.
not a lot of contrast.
Sugarland Shine, the sponsor for Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Remember when I was stuck in a laundry basket? I don't remember that.
And down Long Pond straightaway.
You think it's the worst looking car? Yeah, it's that cream color, man. It's just weird looking. And then the number does not help the cream color.
Compared to Bell.
The teal color does not jive together at all. The 8 will come from the back to the front tomorrow.
Doesn't pick up going through that tunnel turn.
Who's going to knock Christopher Bell out of this?
Jr. will end up 13th on his qualifying run.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to love that lap.
All 5 Hendrick cars are in the top
turn
5s
three,
right
but
now.
Not a good turn 1.
Elliott finishes 6th or 7th here. So you're thinking Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, and Reddick all get in.
About a half a second off here for Gilliland also now.
Bubba might get lucky.
Yeah, I think he's going to wish he had that
Bubba
lap
was
back.
fined $50,000, yeah. Chump change.
Well, we're going to be
Update the
embedded
ticker.
in stage 2. It's going to be interesting to see how they break that stage up. We're currently 14th.
NASCAR chat.
So
What do you mean by update the
back.
ticker?
Whoa,
It is updating.
big bump.
Oh, man.
Ooh,
Keeps
Bubba
it out of the
slipped.
wall, though.
That was almost a backup car for
Yeah.
23 of Bubba Wallace. You saw the big spark or smoke out the back and then big correction on the left front.
He ain't going to qualify
First
good.
of
He
all,
messed up
he
in the
bottom
turn.
out big right here. Huge bottom out.
Yep.
Boom, right there. And then look at that left front, turning left, right. That car.
He almost
could have
wrecked.
Very easily been in the safer
Bubba
barrier.
almost
Then you
wrecked.
Look, and he's only 2/10 behind. Even with
That's
that
gonna
trip
cost him
through the
some
tunnel.
time.
Now, unfortunately, he has to go through there again. Now the tires will be built up.
Ty
so that will help
Gibbs,
the bottoming out
54s in
factor.
training.
Although he's up
Celia,
the
did you
racetrack
watch
now
the
in
Netflix
one. This
series,
23 car is
NASCAR? No, I have not.
Driving like he wants.
Let me see those Ty Gibbs 54s. Legend in training.
Where he was so out of shape on coming up to speed. Even there, not perfect for Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace in that
He'll be
mix-up.
about 4/10
P13.
Looking
Wonder if
very
MJ
strong,
fined
lost a
Bubba
little
like
bit
he
in
did
turn
after the
1.
Larson incident.
Yeah, he's just looking for an uneventful trip across the tunnel if that's possible. Turns in.
Richard says, Josh Berry, I
Navigates
still
the
believe
bumps.
Deegan could have qualified the
Really
15
good.
Xfinity and
Picking up
P14,
speed as
so
he
I'm
exits
not
too.
convinced it was her. But we will see how Josh does. Exactly, Richard.
And Gibbs is the fastest at a 53.15.
Look at Ty Gibbs. I called
Tyler
it, man.
Reddick, the only car remaining. Taking off that
54,
top
here's
spot,
Tyler Reddick.
but now it's between Reddick and Chase Elliott.
Look at Zane Smith. 3 weeks in a
Reddick's
row,
on the clock.
fast. They have found something on this Zane Smith kid.
And looking really
Richard says, I
good
agree, it's the
for
car
turn
and the
3.
crew. Haley's going to go to Indy next year.
0.2 of a second as he goes down the front stretch and into turn 1. We'll see if he can carry this momentum.
Buries it into turn 1 and it sticks.
See, Carrie, if you were involved in some wrecks today and you're hooking up to a car, just wave. We'll see you. Because we'll go to the in-car camera.
0.2 of a
Poor
second,
Tyler
got a little
Reddick. He
cushion
finished
over
second
Elliott
and
right
mad because he
now
didn't do
as he
better.
goes
I
through the
know. He
tunnel
kills
turn.
himself. Reddick.
0.3 of a second, and Reddick is going to move Elliott out of the top 5. And Reddick goes to second.
Reddick
fastest in that
P2.
group.
Look at these Toyotas, man.
So Gibbs, Reddick, Berry, Truex Jr., and Smith out of Group B will fight for the pole. When we return
Zane is
to
not
Pocono.
out. Zane is not out. So, Gibbs, Reddick, Berry, Truex, and Zane Smith move on to round 2. And 6 through 19 will make up your outside line for the 400 tomorrow. All right, now we're in Group A again. Group A. And see you again tomorrow. Now is qualifying for WEC. All right, Leaf. See you, buddy. Busch was the same way. Where's Byron right now? He is in the Group A qualifying. And you'll see the top 10 here in a second. And now I'm going to put in our pin message the link to our Xfinity race, and you will be transferred over there as well. Right. There's that. Oh, I misspelled it, so I'm going to delete it. Remove. Red flag is out. Yeah, because they're going to the top 10 now. So that's actually raised after this. Place pin message. Boom. There we go. All right, so there is your 10. All right, who in this 10 is going to give you your pole? Let me see who you got. Anyone but a Toyota, Richard says. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 Toyotas, 3 Chevrolets, and 2 Fords. Who is going to be your front row for this race? This is going to be interesting. Byron and Logano? Byron and Logano, maybe? I'm going for the Bowman for the pole. 45 be cool if 4 got it, though. Yeah. Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex, Zane Smith. This is your top 10. Who will it be? We'll see. Gibbs Racing and Hendricks have 3 drivers each in the top 10. Yep. And it would have been 4 for Hendrick if Reddick didn't knock out. I think Josh Berry's the wild card here. I want 54, but it's the 45. I don't know. I think Byron's got it, man. I think Byron was fast in practice Xfinity. He knows what he's doing. We'll see.
And before that, let's go to Kim.
24 and the 48 on the front row.
Career,
All
Smith
Chevrolet.
makes the second round of qualifying. Okay, we have the first round in the books. What do you have?
That would be cool if
for
it
the
was
second
Zane
round?
Smith
Is
and
there
Josh
anything you
Berry
need
on
to do
there.
differently?
Yeah, I mean, so far, obviously, just proud of our effort
This is
with,
Zane
with our
Smith.
Spire Motorsports Focus Health Chevy. Been dying to get Focus Health a good run, so hopefully could put together, obviously, a good second round here, but just a good weekend in general. But yeah, I'm typically changed out of my suit by now, so it's great to make this final round. Hopefully we could go improve our lap. Come here shortly.
Big smile on Zane's face. This team has had a couple of great weeks. A runner-up finish in Nashville last
Joey
week. They
says,
played
bro,
the
I'm
strategy
Joey's
card,
fan, and he
again,
ain't
he'll
getting
have
the
his
pole
best
or the
start
front
ever in
row.
the Cup Series this weekend at Pocono.
We look at the 2 groups, Bowman, Byron,
Joey
Hamlin,
wasn't as
Blaney,
fast as
Logano
Bowman
in Group
or
A,
Byron.
Gibbs, Reddick, Berry, Truex Jr., and Smith
Actually,
in Group B.
Joey was the
Fighting for pole
slowest, other than Zane Smith, of all the 10. Joey was the slowest of all the 10. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's going to be Byron. For sure. But I'd like to see, I said Ty Gibbs, so I'm going Ty Gibbs. I think he can surprise. It's got to be a Toyota, but who knows? We'll see. Hello from Brazil. What's up? Go 48. Good luck, Bowman. King Jr. Dogs Rescue. Awesome, Leonardo. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 200 likes. We're at 16 to go to 200. Help us get to 200 likes, y'all. I don't know, Jesse's been pretty strong the last 2 weeks, so to be honest, I still think the 11's on the pole. Yeah, he's there too. Denny's still there too, man. He just has a fast Chevrolet. 045 Tracy says. Alex Bowman on the pole. Not as many people watching qualifying today as like we have had in the past. But it is summertime. A lot of people on vacations and stuff. But Pocono's kind of a boring track too. So keep in mind, Zane Smith was 3rd to go out in Group B. And like I said, in the pinned message above you guys in the chat is our Xfinity race for today. We'll be bringing that live to you. Flag to flag coverage. It'll start in about an hour or so. Who goes out first? It'll be Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, then Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and then Alex Bowman, and then we'll move to Group B qualifying 5. Hopefully FanDuel gives me a good cash out button on Zane Smith and Barry. Steve says, that's funny because I never usually do watch qualifying myself. Yeah, normally we have at least 7. Last week we had like 700 in here. Or more. We did like 10,000 views on the qualifying and practice last week. Out of this group, Zane Smith has to be 10th. We'll see. You never know. Joey Logano might be 10th with his slowest speed of all of them.
Was patterned after Trenton, and you see the most banking in turn 1.
Yeah, and you're absolutely flying as you approach turn 1. Over 3,000 foot straightaway, and then an 82-degree turn into the tunnel turn.
Only 8 degrees of banking there. That one patterned after Indianapolis. This one was Milwaukee once you go through the short chute there into turn 3.
126-degree turn. So that
almost
short
to 200
down
likes.
That's
Thank
not
you guys.
A short stretch. That is a very long straightaway, but not as long as this one. 3,740 feet, and you are just rolling down there. And it gets interesting on restarts.
Well, you mentioned the tunnel.
We're all Ty Gibbs fans at heart.
Ty Gibbs, both Toyotas going through the tunnel. Bubba has a lot.
I guess
of
every
issues. So
dog
if you
has
look at
its
the
day.
positioning of the car,
Zane Smith's
look at
season
the
has been
yellow
atrocious.
line right here. The
Though
23
Jesse,
basically
the last
touching
3
it,
weeks have been
versus if you
good.
take a look over here, it's what, a couple feet? I mean, it's definitely higher for Ty Gibbs in the 54. And look at the left, big bottom out, smoke off the splitter, the strakes off the splitter, the 23 loses the back of the car. So while the bumps are the same for everyone, how you attack them, Rick, can make all the difference.
There's that tunnel we're talking about.
All right, another
Hey,
commercial.
what's up, Miko? Dad.
Toyotas will own the top 5, Craig says. I ain't, because he's driving for Gibbs. I guess, let's see, Davey says, wonder if Childress tunes the 7 car up next year like he does the 4 car. I'm sure he will. Car 54 will, where are you? You have to be my age to remember that, Richard says. Car 54. Bronny says, I am not a fan of any Joe Gibbs racing driver in the Cup. Eric Church says, Ty only races for JGR to help out his pawpaw. All right, y'all, hit that subscribe. Y'all keep it. See if we get to 16,790, maybe 16,800. We're only 16 subscribers away from 16,800. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you get us. We'll see if we can get within 200 subs of 17K. Thank you guys so much for almost getting us there. See if we can get that this weekend. It'll be awesome if we could. Hamlin's first Cup win came here, Charles says. Yes, sir. I've always wanted to go to Pocono. Like I said this before, I wanted to go 2 years ago when they did the Saturday, Sunday, back-to-back Pocono NASCAR Cup Series races. I thought that was pretty cool. But the Xfinity race will have the battle cam and the aerial cam and in-car cameras for two cars. So we'll have some more interesting stuff to look at. But please come back with us, hang with us. We'll have a good time this weekend. As Xfinity race coming up next after this in about an hour. I'll change everything and make it look good. Matter of fact, I probably need to get going on the emojis here. See if I can do that real quick. Joey's the fastest so far, being the only one to go so far. Wasn't Joey first in Pocono, win in Pocono 2? I'm not sure about that. C64 says, why did the fans boo Hamlin last year when he won? Because what he did to Kyle Larson. What he did to Kyle Larson. Just waiting on it to come back here. All right, here we go.
Round of qualifying for Pocono.
Our first in-person race was Talladega, and we went to Michigan twice Live in Iowa, but
in
never
this
watched any
qualifying
race
session
on
wins
that
the
track.
pole.
My bad.
And each
Yeah,
group will
the Iowa race
populate
was
a
fun.
lane. So Group A will populate the inside line. Group B will populate the inside line. Group A will populate the outside line.
Pretty interesting teamwork thing. Logano rolls out first. Blaney rolls out second. So there's no information that's going to be able to come from the 22 car to help the 12 car, because the 12 will be on the racetrack at the same time. This little small thing, Steve, like that can make a difference.
And it's still relatively new. You pointed out, Rick, but basically,
All right, Logano, we see those 22s.
For all those positions in the outside row, with the exception being the pole. The fastest
22s on the track.
Inside of row 1, as you would expect, and the rest gets sorted out. So you talked about full commitment. I actually think these tires are going to come back fine. Looking at practice, I think they almost fire off better a second time. We'll see if the lap times are improved.
So a little bit of smoke there going through the tunnel turn as he comes up to speed.
Joey
and
fans
goes across the alternate start-finish line. On the clock now for Blaney. Or excuse me,
Ryan
Logano.
Blaney now on the track. Let me
Logano's
see
got a lot of
those
time
12s.
Thinking about what he could have done differently in the first session. A lot of conversations with he and his team, looking at data, not only from their cars, but their teammates and others. Where do we need to find the
Teammates
speed?
on the
You can
track
see how
at the
much
same
he's bouncing
time.
around in the race car. That's how rough this racetrack is, and the aggressive setup. Keep talking about these bumps in the tunnel, but if you want that car on the ground, the back of the car low, you have to get it there. And when you do that, that makes it really aggressive over here. You watch it when he goes down into the tunnel turn. Watch his head move around.
You going to the Indy race in August? I am not going to the Indy race. We'll be doing the Indy race next weekend. It's next weekend, not in August.
Also on the clock now. So Logano goes 53.54, and in his first round he was 53.42, so a little bit slower.
And Blaney's going to be right behind him.
Blaney right here, you can see in practice today, here he is through the tunnel. That is turn 2. The tunnel is turn 2. This was just practice. Again, his fastest laps, 16th best in 1, 12th in 3, but the tunnel turn 2, 34th. That's the balance you have to strike here, Steve. You're not going to be perfect in every corner. Where do you need to be the best for racing? And that's probably the corner they're going to go to work in, because that, you can see, just isn't what he needs it to be.
Well, and he knew making adjustments for the tunnel, perhaps going to negatively affect 1 and 3. Danny Hamlin ran a 53.19. So if he could back that up, it would easily be the best so far in the session.
Hamlin, see those 11s.
And trending in
the Nashville race. It's not.
But now losing a little bit
I
of
went to
that
the
down
Nashville
straightaway
race.
in 1.
They only have one a year. Go Denny. Blaney now in P1.
Interesting. Group A was faster than B, and you wonder if the track,
Denny,
as the sun sits on it, starts to lose grip.
William Byron out on track, and we see William Byron tracking just a little bit faster than Hamlin.
Not sure why they have Joey Logano in row 2.
Blaney struggled in practice.
There's a tunnel, yes,
in
the infield that goes out.
All of that he was about
it's like
the
Nashville,
same
they have a tunnel as well.
But beat
Byron's
Blaney
on the
by
track.
over 1/10 of a second through there.
Let's see what he can
Here
do.
comes
So
Byron. Bowman also
P1,
rolling
Denny,
now.
let's go.
Byron.
Not
quite
for
a bit
long,
higher
though,
through
I'm
turn
sure.
2.
We see those
I think that's by
24s.
choice. I think they're avoiding those lower bumps. I think their cars ride better.
Byron the fastest out of this group so far. And Bowman the last to go. And so that has pushed Logano all the way
Byron
down
now,
at
P1.
best row 4.
Well, and Bowman was the only driver in the 52.
See what Bowman can do right here. This is probably the difference right here. So those 48s, those 48s in the chat.
He gave up earlier today in,
Bowman.
but made it back on entry. This time, just not trending back. He's a long ways behind.
Yeah, he
after
was the
one
slowest
corner,
out of
almost
all of
2/10
them.
a second. If there's any track you can make up 2/10 of a second, I think it would be here at Pocono, but you're going to have a really great turn 1.
not going to happen for Bowman, at least not through turn 1. Zane Smith now out on the racetrack.
22's first win was at
First car coming
Glen.
out of that
Battled Tony pretty
Group
hard.
B 5-car field, and will make it into this second and final round.
Biggest thing about this for
See
me
what
is
Bowman
Zane
can
Smith
do
is
here.
the experience of it, the experience of transfer. And he said normally this time of the day he's already
I don't know
gone.
if
He's
Gibbs
changed
can run that
uniform, he's
fast.
out. Today he's in the fight. He's in the middle of it.
And
that
Bowman's
experience
third
and that understanding
fastest,
of what it's
or
like
no,
will help Zane
fifth
Smith move
fastest.
forward.
I'm sorry, third
Now, again,
fastest.
Comparing to Byron,
Third
when he
fastest.
pops up onto the scoring pylon, he's going to be in that row 1. And then it will populate compared to the
Zane
remainder
Smith?
of the 4 drivers coming out of Group B. Martin Truex Jr. now on track.
What are
And
they
coming
doing
up
here? I
to
don't understand.
the clock.
I thought it was the fastest in the fast. Why is Zane Smith?
Byron must have flew through turn 1 because
He shows Zane Smith on row 1.
3 because
That doesn't make a bit of
just
sense.
giving up at least a tenth of a second, almost 2 tenths by the get down here to 1.
What is NBC doing?
Remember when
What's
Kim
so
interviewed
Truex?
Williams before
19s.
qualifying started, she asked him, could he go for the pole? And he went, yes, I think we can.
Yeah.
He's pretty confident.
Truex.
Truex, though, that's not a. Well, it's trending the wrong way. I was going to say, I believe you can make up a tenth through the tunnel. I don't know if you can make up a tenth of William Byron versus how he got through there, but there's a tenth of a second available.
All right.
He's
You know,
going
it's
faster, though, than Zane Smith.
It's not an insignificant corner. They'll put Truex on the front row.
Truex.
Josh Berry hands into turn 1.
You said it. That turn 1 looked really good. It's just turn 3. That's
right.
You know, where William just
Yeah, made
was able to
tenth
get
and a
through.
half.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's where he was, kind of getting into the corner.
That doesn't make a bit of
crazy
sense.
about
Are they
all that, we're
separating them
talking
in
about,
Group A and Group B and then
Byron
putting them
really
together
beat him
like that?
bad.
How
10th
fast
and a
they
half.
are?
2.5 mile racetrack. Think about that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the world we live in.
Yep.
It's just crazy. Different teams, different drivers.
Okay, they got it
different
right
engine
now.
combinations.
I don't know what they were doing, but
Tyler Reddick rough through the tunnel turn there as he's now on the clock.
This is the car that
Yeah, pretty good here.
trended
Tyler
in the
Reddick.
green, but he'll give some off on exit.
those
And there it is. You see the
45s.
difference. Gains on entry, loses on exit. That tells me that Byron backed up turn 3 and got a great run. I mean, it's going to be over 2 tenths down the front stretch.
Tyler Reddick spun on lap 1 in practice. Talk about drivers having to have short memories and put things behind them. It's a great example.
that's dumb.
Ty Gibbs is giving himself an
It
opportunity.
shouldn't be like that.
He got through turn 1 nearly identical to William Byron. 0.03 of a second. I'm going to call that identical.
That's
on a
dumb.
Racetrack this size, loses a little bit down the entire front stretch. Can he
I
find
thought, well, different
a
was
better
Chicago
turn
looked
1?
different
Gains
because
on
they all
entry.
like did it together, but this is dumb. I don't like this at all. Why'd they do that?
Oh, and he's keeping the gain through the middle and on exit, Jeff.
Now the tunnel turn. How do you set yourself up with these bumps? We've seen it done right. We've seen
Raiders
it done
gonna win a
wrong.
long shot Super
For the
Bowl.
pole, William Byron
Cornfield.
watching on.
Ty
Is it gonna be
Gibbs,
Reddick?
what
Is it
can
gonna
he
be
do?
Byron? Reddick great through turn 2. And Gibbs, it's Gibbs that's going to end up being the fastest and grab the pole.
Good job.
I picked it.
54 of
Let's
Ty
go.
Gibbs gets his second career pole.
I picked it.
And the 21-year-old,
Man, I'm
the
2 for
last
2
one
today.
to go, turns the fastest lap at a 52.92. Surprised?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? A little bit, but I'm not completely surprised. Ty Gibbs has a lot of speed. You know, we keep waiting. You know, when is he going to win his first race? No one would be surprised if he did it. He puts himself in
He
position.
won't be
every
there
week.
long.
They seem to struggle a little bit in race with
Ty
small
Gibbs.
things not going their way, but the speed of Ty Gibbs and the speed of Joe Gibbs racing, no, I'm not completely surprised by any means.
Well, remember Ryan Blaney? When he got his first career win here, we were saying the same about that
picked
group.
it too,
right?
Jamie.
They had speed. They were missing just a little bit. If you give Ty Gibbs a track position near the end of this race, I don't see him making egregious mistakes on the racetrack. I think he could hold off the field with the Toyotas he's been sitting in.
He's a legend in training, right, Eric
Here at
Church?
Pocono in the Cup Series, and this will be the first time he has brought the field to green as we take a look at
Legend
the
in higher
starting
training.
grid. It's Ty Gibbs and William Byron, the
Yeah,
youngsters
Reddick,
up there in
ninth.
row one.
Yeah, 3 Toyotas in the top 4 spots. William Byron being the standout. Josh Berry leading the Ford Brigade in row 3.
Zane Smith, row 5. Joe Logano. Carson Hosefer.
2 o'clock, we'll be on at
Great, good job.
1:45. I guess
Further
3
back
o'clock
is Busher
Eastern,
in row
but we'll be on at
9.
1:45 Central,
Kyle Busch,
2:45
back in row
Eastern.
12, had a steering issue. We thought they were going to have to make a
And
mechanical
it'll
repair.
take you over there,
They found the
and the
issue,
links
so he'll be
in the
able to
pin
start
messages
where he
above.
qualified in row 12.
Bubba Wallace, again, that tunnel turn.
I know,
in turn
right?
2 difficult for him.
Yeah, same for Todd Gilliland. Yeah, just a big moment.
JJ
in his
Gailey
lap.
never qualified.
Hurt his lap time.
Kim, you're with the pole winner.
That's right. Ty Gibbs will lead the field to green. Ty, with as different as the 3 corners are, how satisfying is it to be the fastest in the field?
Yeah, definitely satisfying for sure. You know, we were really close last weekend, and we were second, so I just got beat at the last second.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
this one guy's messing with me every weekend. They're great, but you know, we were really fast, and I just appreciate all the effort from my Monster Energy 54 team. Wouldn't be here without them, and all my sponsors. So it was really, really fun, and
Awesome, Richard.
Car's really good, so we'll see what we can do, and hopefully we can go win tomorrow.
Ty Gibbs fastest in qualifying here, and so the fans going to take a short little break before the action will continue. Coming up next here on USA, it's Victory Lane Review Chicago. That's from a week ago. And then it's Countdown to Green at 2:30, 3 o'clock.
All right, so we will be on at 1:45 for the Xfinity race. So, oh, there's an arm, a mystery arm. All right, y'all. Hope you had a good practice and qualifying stream. We saw some qualifying there, and Ty Gibbs gets the pole. Congratulations. So we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes for the Xfinity race. Pin messages in the pin box above, and if you don't want to touch that, it'll take you directly right there. So we'll see you guys soon for the Xfinity race with Sheldon Creed on the pole for the Explorer Mountains 225. Until then, thanks for everybody. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the mods. Thanks for the viewers. Thanks for the members. Thanks to the lovely wife, Spain. We'll see you in a little while. And talk to you soon. If not, we'll see you Sunday for the race right here on the Go at Sulo. See you guys.